Howdy.
Howdy.
Man, there was a tweet going around that was like, if you don't know that howdy stands for how do you do, then this is me telling you that, and I am 35 years old. So I hope everybody learned something tonight.
The more you know.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gut Punch RP, a tabletop role-playing game stream channel focused on inclusivity in gaming spaces and on charity. It's June. It's Pride Month. This is a super queer positive channel, and we're super excited. So we are partnering with Meta, no, not that Meta, to support the Sinai Health Foundation's LGBTQIA Health Initiative. You can type into our chat !WBW giveaway. And if you donate as little as $1, you could be entered to win some very, very cool Wild Beyond the Witchlight minis. We've got a whole bunch of those. We have, I believe, almost all of them for Wild Beyond the Witchlight. There's like a hot air balloon and a bunch of really fucking cool shit. So check all that out on our Twitter. You can get some images and links and all that kind of stuff. Or also just type into the chat. The folks over at Meta also have their own giveaway, separate from ours. So if you want to go and participate in that and see what they're doing, you can type simply !giveaway into our chat and you'll get directed on over there. And just so that you're aware, because this is a charity stream, all of the money that comes into us from things like bits or subs goes right back into the channel. Basically just our operating expenses, and so that we can do super cool stuff for you guys. And we are sponsored by tabletoploot.com. You can type !tabletoploot into the chat for a link to those guys. And if you buy anything there, you can use our code GutPunchRP to save 15% off at checkout. We are also sponsored by Dungeonsgate.com, which is a super cool, like gaming, I believe indie gaming store in the Midwest, where a lot of these guys are from. They're a bunch of good folks. So please type !Dungeonsgate into the chat and you'll get a link to that. You can also use that same code, GutPunchRP, to get 10% off of your shopping cart, which does exclude sale items. And if you are not able to support us in monetary ways, that's totally fine. You can also support us in non-monetary ways, such as following us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, especially doing things like interacting with the videos, the tweets, retweeting, upvoting, all that kind of stuff. Actually super, super helps us, and we really, really appreciate it. And we also just like hearing from you. It kind of rocks. It makes us feel good, you know? So come say hi. And if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. We hope you stick around. You have joined us for our ongoing Wild West campaign, or an arcane western, if you will, called Welcome to Blackriver, that uses the D&D 5e system. This game plays on alternating Thursdays, but you have joined us for the finale. So next week, that'll be next session, 2 weeks from now. So that'll be June 30th is actually going to be our final episode. So I hope you guys are super excited for the finale, and we'll be getting into it soon. Oh shit, some stuff is going down. We also have 2 other shows on the channel. There is one every Monday called Laurelwind, that's a high fantasy 5e campaign, and one on alternating Fridays, so the alternating weeks with Blackriver, normally called Darkness Rising. However, they have a summer schedule. So you are going to be wanting to keep an eye on our Twitter just to keep an eye on the summer schedule, which is going to be a little different than the usual. But go say hi to those guys. It fucking rocks. And now that we've gotten everything out of the way, let's get started with a recap. And welcome, as always, to Blackriver. Our group has found themselves facing a powerful demonic threat to both the town of Blackriver and, frankly, to the mortal plane itself. An ancient, powerful demon named Balvinel and his many minions have managed to break 5 seals binding the door to his cage in the infernal plane. But our intrepid heroes have many allies, all of whom they've called upon to help repair those 5 seals, while our party prevents Balvinel's servant, the detestable local villain Vance Graves, from opening the door in the Badlands. Knowing last episode that they had one final night of safety, Our party took care of some last concerns, some supply gathering, and any final conversations or missives they wished to have or pass on. And so now we find them, with the rising sun, in a church atop a hill. And as the sun rises over Blackriver, its light weak and a little gray where it filters between a layer of clouds that has settled over the town, you will all find the church filling with many familiar faces despite its blackened and singed boards. You see, of course, your friends, the people that you've spent at this point several weeks with, and also the faces of the people of Blackriver, all of whom you've helped along the way in one way or another. Faces like the tabaxi face of Sidney Lewis, or Ernest Lee, the druid, Sophie Stevens, the schoolteacher, or Pearl Galloway, the apothecary. People like the bartender, Steep, or the unusual twins, Virgil and Ziana Masias. Even Nikolai Zav, perhaps a little to your surprise, given that she said she was going to be joining Vance on his quest south. There are others as well, townfolk who've agreed to help you, though you may not know them all, and a handful that you've rounded up the night before. Some new faces, too, such as a confident sandy-haired woman with golden eyes framed by cold crow's feet and teeth that are slightly too long, and a number of other folk who live perhaps a little further out, people you might not have seen downtown, but who are willing to help fight by your side. So I believe all of you at this point have gathered at the church, and other folks are mulling about. So what are you up to? I believe Nikolai and Claire just exchanged some words about their evil ex and stepped inside.
And Sylvie was rolling her eyes about Claire proclaiming that she was yet again anointed to be sheriff.
Correct.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
I think that Malcolm is clearing up coffee mugs at this time and kind of waiting for people to come in.
Sheriff is small potatoes. She has multiple towns under her jurisdiction. I think she is higher than a sheriff now.
Did we figure out what was higher than a sheriff? Marshal?
Marshal?
Yeah, they have bigger areas they cover usually, so probably a marshal.
Marshal McKay.
It is an alliteration.
Y'all are going to give me more gray
that.
hairs than my own daughter. And she walks inside.
We were already inside. Do you want another cup of coffee?
She walks away then.
I'll take that. No on the cup of coffee. Do you want coffee? We're just kind of waiting for people.
Preacher, do you
I
have
figured
any holy water?
I can make some. Why?
Could you?
Yeah, it takes about
just
an hour.
practically, that may him in handy in our own kind of fight, but I just need a few drops.
How much do you need?
Can I splash my hand in it?
Don't! So we can't hear this. Who am I kidding?
Mal picks up what Claire is putting down and pulls a little vial of oil out of his cleric's kit and gives it to her instead. It's got a little gold cross on it, Mm-hmm. I think you needed this one.
Oh, thank you very much. I would like to stealth and sneak up on Sylvie.
Wait. Sylvie, would you come here a second?
What is it?
I can't seem to find Samuel. Do you mind walking with me for a second?
Sure, yeah, I was actually looking for him too, yeah.
He's gonna walk up to the altar and is gonna stand there and wait for her to get up there.
Sitting on
yeah.
the watching us.
Yeah, I guess.
My head.
He's peering over her shoulder, waiting for Claire to...
You're looking shiftier than usual.
Well, we are about to fight a demon.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I look around. I'm looking around for Samuel.
I would like...
he is notably absent. Please continue.
I would like to sneak up if possible, and then very much on the on the pulpit. Make my presence known.
Yes.
No.
With
Yes.
just booming voice with the power vested in
Oh,
me.
what the hell?
I anoint
What
ye Marshall McKay.
You don't have the power to do that.
This is
Looks like
perfect.
I just did. Look at this. And like,
Mal starts clapping very loudly.
woo, yes, everyone.
Woo.
In the sheriff's handwriting, Willow is making a proclamation that
That's not how.
you have a certificate now, though.
I ain't
Oh,
taking
it's
that.
official.
I ain't taking that.
Hold it up.
You can hold on to that, Willow.
You should put it on the bulletin board. No one's used it in 10 years or 5 years or however long the Vance has been living in here. It'll be the first piece of paper on there.
There's like a target with
that's
a
a good
bunch
idea.
of like dart holes in it.
She goes and takes one of the darts and like pins it next to the corners.
Oh my god.
All right, that being said, have any of you seen Samuel? Wasn't he
Yeah.
rounding up townsfolk?
He was supposed to be here. He was supposed to meet us.
As you look around, he's seemingly not present. Although, as you keep an eye out, you do see Max, the postmaster, making his way fairly slowly towards you. He does use a cane, so he's kind of moving a little more slowly than he might otherwise, but he comes up to you, kind of hears you chatting about Sheriff Samuel, and he's like, I got a letter from him.
I swear
asked me
to
to deliver it.
shit, if that man went after that damn outlaw tiefling bastard because he is lovesick and all that shit, I'm gonna kill him alongside Vance. And yes, you will be Marshall, because you're gonna have to take over this town, and we already know you took over Rose Lake, or we're going to do that.
No, I didn't. Oh, okay, all right. And I'll take the letter. Yeah.
Yeah, so what he actually hands you is a letter, a book, and 3 glass vials that seem to contain water. And he's kind of like, I'm afraid I don't really have very much to offer. I'm not much more than a postmaster, but Samuel
No,
asked
that's
me to drop
alright.
this off this morning, so.
Get yourself somewhere safe then.
Well, I'm the postmaster. I have no real intention of abandoning my post or anything, but I'll try to keep safe.
All right. Pass the book and the vials to whoever's standing next to me, probably Mal.
Perhaps some.
Open up the letter.
The letter I can either send to you if you'd like to read it first, or I can read it if you're planning on sharing it with everybody.
I'll share it with everybody. You can just-
All right. So the letter reads, please excuse my absence at the church this morning, but I sent as many as I could to help you. I know that the townsfolk trust you as I do, and although the road ahead is dangerous, many hands make light work. We may not be the saints of old, but damn if we intend to go quietly. Blackriver will always fight. Once this is over, I hope you will all find a home here if you want one. And if so, I hope that you'll continue to serve as Blackriver's protectors, and as its friends. Yours, Samuel Crane. P.S. Please pass the book along to Malcolm. He asked for my favorite.
Well, that last part's already done.
The book in your hands is entitled The Once and Future King. It seems to be a version of Arthurian legend.
Huh.
And there is a page marked in the middle of it.
Scene. Does it say where he was going?
No.
Just that he's not going to be here?
Looks like.
Well, shit, we were gonna send the sheriff in that direction.
Yeah.
We were hoping he'd be able to stay here.
Yeah.
What the hell is he doing? Remember when Zyra was with us yesterday, the last time that they showed their face and they said that his purpose wasn't yet fulfilled?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell purpose does he think that he has?
It's a great question.
I'm not angry, I'm just... I really hope Claire's not right. Not angry, I'm just disappointed. No, I need a plan. Where are we sending people?
Well, we can stick with most of our original plan, but now we gotta figure out who's gonna stay here.
Alright, and I know I had to send a couple of messages to people.
Yeah. And some of that we can send word along with the folk who are gonna go there. Like, for Rose Lake, if Pearl's alright with it, then we can have her ask around and pass word along from me, I suppose.
Right?
To get some more folk involved there. But
Claire, what's your thought?
How far of a ride is it to the door from here?
Do we know where it is?
So you would remember that the bridge, so you were told that the door is in the center of the Badlands. You can do some approximate math based on your knowledge of the area. You know that to get to the northern bridge across the Black River is about 8 hours. The southern bridge, I believe, is about 5 or 6.
Okay.
From there, you would need to continue into the Badlands. The furthest that you've ever been was the 3 hours to Strathmore, which was via the northern bridge. But you could probably guess it was about another 6 or so beyond the bridge, so it'll take you about 12 hours total.
so we need to get a move on.
I have an idea.
What are you thinking?
Nikolai?
She'll kind of glance over, hearing her name.
You have enough power to teleport a group of folks somewhere?
Yeah, I suppose I could. I get about
And then
3
be able to
teleports
still, yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Be able to get to your location.
To stop on the way in any case. I think that I'm
Alright.
probably one of the only folk here who knows how to find the seal in the Church of the Stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were hoping you'd be able to do that. Handle that one.
How many people
don't
can you
mind.
take?
I can take 8 willing creatures at a time, so
Alright.
There's 6 of us. Who's going to Strathmore?
We
We,
had suggested that maybe Virgil and Ziona would go to Strathmore.
Yeah, we gotta check with them, but
I think we're gonna, probably gonna have to split them up. So what we could
Somebody's
do
gonna say-
you may have to, yeah.
is we could do the one here.
Mm-hmm.
Send everybody who is not going to Strathmore
On their way.
on their way
Yeah.
in whatever means. We do
And
the
then-
one here. Yeah. Nikolai jumps us to Strathmore. We book it as fast as we can to that door. And then
We don't necessarily have to do the one here ourselves, but because there are some folk here that I don't recognize and they may be able to handle this.
Really what they
But yeah, Willa,
Wasn't it shut the door, then do the locks?
all kind of simultaneous was my understanding.
How are we gonna let everybody know is a question.
What time to do
Yeah.
things?
Yeah.
I
Pick a
think
time.
just doing that as quick as possible.
Well, we can't lock doors before it's been opened and then shut. Or we need to make sure that the right things are on the right side of the door before we lock it.
I I don't have an answer for that part.
Right. Well, maybe we ask Virgil to stay here, and we ask Ziana to go in Strathmore, and we send word back to Virgil, and then ask Virgil to tell everyone in each
Get word out to
location.
everyone else.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think that he might have the most ability to do so.
Well, let's find out.
Virgil!
Virgil,
He'll perk up hearing his name, kind of giving you the what look.
come here.
Yeah,
Trying to
head
figure a
over.
few things out.
Max, if you don't mind staying here as well, since you're postmaster.
Max will nod his agreement as Virgil wanders over. Two of them seem pretty friendly. They'll kind of stand shoulder to shoulder, and Virgil's like, whatever I can do to help.
We're trying to figure out how to get messages to everybody at the same time, so that when we go and take care of the largest problem, Vance, and the broken door, that perhaps everybody is able to seal everything up all at once. Is there a way that we can get a message out, either through the post system or by you? Almost instantaneous.
Well, I can probably help with a little bit of it. When I was a kid, I made matching rings for my sister and I. You can cast sending 3 times a day with them. It was for us to communicate if we weren't together, but it might benefit you.
I mean, if you lend those to us, we'd definitely bring them back.
I suppose that I could make them again if you don't, but it's mostly sentimental. That being said, I don't mind lending them.
Well, did you want to keep one and we can take one?
We can take the other.
Split it up? That way you're not...
Well, because if the point is for us getting... If the
It's
point is
one
for us to get information to everyone at the seals, to let them know that it's time to kind of pull the trigger on it, shut that gate, lock it,
Right.
then it's us that needs to communicate with somebody who is elsewhere. So for these to be useful, then we're going to need to take one and you hold on to the other.
It's not a sending stone where, like, it's 1-to-1. It's 3 casts of sending.
Yeah.
Right. So if we use one of those casts to tell Virgil, then he can use all 3 of his to tell other people. So that handles Blackriver
Okay, yeah.
and then 3 other locations. So we'd only end up with one
Gotcha.
more location. that we
So
would
what
need to
about
do.
your family, Mal? I thought we were going to have your family take on Rattle Hill.
Yeah.
Or
I have a
people
friend
you
at the
know.
church, yeah.
Yeah, people you know at Rattle Hill. We're going to have to split up Virgil and Ziana
Yeah.
and Pearl and then Nikolai. That is the 5 locations.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Virgil
Yeah.
knows everybody except for the people in in Rattle Hill. So I don't mind taking a ring and doing
And
the
you can
Rattle Hill
send-
messaging.
Perfect.
So we
That
we
works.
take care of Blackriver and Rattle Hill, and then Virgil,
No,
can you
we-
No,
take
we
care
don't
of...
take care of
No.
anything. We are going to the door.
No,
We're talking
right,
about the messages.
the messages.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
alright,
okay.
Yeah.
So we are sending messages to Blackriver and Rattle Hill, and then Virgil would need to send messages to Strathmore, Rose Lake, and the Church of the Stranger.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
We did it. We've made a
Okay.
plan.
All right, so there's that. All right, well, now I guess it seems like there's not much left except to figure out who can defend our magic users and send folk on their way.
Got a couple
Yeah?
other messages to send, yeah.
Why don't you send your messages? We'll get started organizing folk, getting everybody together.
One last thing. Are we trying to cut off Vance at the pass?
If we can get to him before he gets to that door and stop
I think
him,
if we-
I think that's the best way we can. We know
Yeah,
where
I
he is
agree.
going.
Mm.
If we can get there before him, that would be ideal.
Well, we know where
Yeah.
he's going, but do we know where he's coming from? We just know he left here and was going a different direction.
I mean, it's probably the fastest path, you would
Yeah.
think.
So maybe we
He
go
was
to the
going
South
opposite the
Bridge.
door.
Oh wait, no,
before.
never mind.
Yeah.
He
He
left
was.
here.
If we get, honestly, if we can get a
Yeah.
trip to Strathmore, then continue
And then we
on.
get to the door.
Yeah.
We get there as fast as we can, and we hope we get there first.
Sylvie,
And if we do get there first, then we are there ready for him when he arrives. What were you gonna say, Mal?
I know that you don't take. Well, you're being real good-natured about us repeatedly anointing you as marshal/sheriff, but it might be good to tell all the good people what we're looking for.
That's what.
And that there might be some small things that hit town before the big things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen much, but it looks like all the grass is dead at least.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but this is like all the like average people, just like townsfolk, they've all pretty much like gotten out of Dodge.
Yeah,
Already.
more or less overnight.
Okay.
You helped Samuel kind of spread the word that it's like,
Yeah.
if you're going to stick around, know that it's going to be dangerous to do so. Otherwise, get out of here.
Yeah.
But, resistances, how we've been able to take out these smaller creatures that have slipped through before.
Yeah, we can pass on some of that, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I don't mean to make you a tactician. I'm just... You call 911, you get the AED.
You gotta give people specific jobs, otherwise nothing's gonna get done, yeah. Yeah, alright, fine, alright, yeah. And she's gonna go, like, soon there are, like steps going up to, like, the altar pulpit kind of situation at the front of the church.
You're already there.
Right, oh, right, we are. Shit. God damn it. And she's gonna do
You were kind of muttering to yourselves in like
Yeah.
a corner here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of muttering in a huddle at the front of the church then, I guess. But then I guess in that case she'll kind of like step forward and absolutely do the teacher thing of the like clap da da da. Like to get everybody's attention.
You goons, shut up! Marshal McKay needs your attention!
Don't. Alright, we can do without the title. Thanks. It ain't legitimate, but fine. But she will like wait till everybody kind of like settles down until eyes are up front. And well, I suppose first off, I want to thank everybody. All y'all, this is it's not nothing what you're doing here today. That you're all willing to stick around and help out. And here's hoping that with all of us working on this, that we'll all make it out the other side. Now, I know that the sheriff and I have one of us has spoken to most of y'all about what's going on here and what sort of dangers we're facing. But it's going to be a little bit more involved than just fighting off things that are coming here to our town. And she'll kind of start to kind of divvy out the assignments, like call it like just like ask Pearl if she's chill with going to Rose Lake and dealing with that, and then like mention it, like go through the whole situation, but like explain the plan.
Everybody's super willing to help. They're happy to listen to you. They're all kind of nodding along. They understand everything that you're telling them. And there's a sort of general sense of nervousness kind of combined with camaraderie in a way of kind of they know that things are dicey, but also there's hope, largely thanks to you guys.
Now, we have a lot of this covered already. We have people who are going to be taking care of most of these places that are in danger, we need to be concerned about. But we do need a few more people who are willing to go along to Strathmore and who are willing to stay here and defend the people who are going to be doing the hard work of the magic to make this whole thing click.
So there's sort of a murmuring as people kind of look at each other and sort of do the little mental math. That woman that you had noticed earlier with the sandy hair does step forward. She's toting a fairly large gun, and the crowd sort of parts for her. And she sort of nods to you. She says, "The name's Joe Holden. I'm actually the old sheriff of this town, retired, but I guess I'm back out of it now, so happy to help however you need me."
Pleased to meet you. Well, I suppose that's up to you. Maybe, I mean, seems like you're familiar with Blackriver, probably best. Maybe if you'd like to stay here and help defend Virgil against what all may come his way.
Happy to do so. Not sure he needs too much protecting, but
Never hurts to have another pair of hands.
of course.
Another
The more
set
of
of
us there are,
eyes.
the better, I should imagine.
Yeah,
And I'll help protect anything else that I can around here, too.
appreciate that.
And some other folks will kind of step forward too. People like Ernest, the druid, and he'll sort of say, I don't have a lot of magic, but if there's anything I can do to help, I'm, maybe a little healing or anything needs to be done around town.
Absolutely, yeah.
Folks like Sydney, she's kind of like, I can shoot all right, that's about it, but...
It's helpful, yeah.
And sort of various other assorted folks in town, kind of similar things, that they'll volunteer minor skills and kind of help you organize.
Guess we'll kind of help and assign folks to divide up the skill set so that there's people who would be so we got decent groups going to each place, balanced parties.
You
As it were.
balanced party.
Wow.
No.
What's a balanced party like? I don't know. Never seen one.
Never seen it. No. We're sending glass cannons and
glass cannons
together.
This is very belated, but I just realized that Willow can do teleport circle. So I don't know if that helps with getting people places or not. She would just need a nap afterwards.
That might help you.
Well,
We do have the circle, pearl circle, that we can send people to, so I don't know if this is any better than that.
it might be useful for getting back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Metagaming Pigeon is like, save those spell slots, Warlock.
Right. Yeah.
I'll just take a nap. I just need a nap. You can handle things for an hour, Claire.
Nap.
We're not gonna get a nap.
This is boss fight. You're not gonna get a nap.
There's no time for naps. This is finale territory.
There's no sleeping in boss fights.
Pearl will tell you that she knows the inscription for the teleportation circle here in town, the one in Rose Lake, and the one in Strathmore.
Willow will meticulously draw those down.
Wow.
And Nikolai will take a look at them as well, because it kind of benefits her.
While Willow is doing this and Sylvie's kind of chatting, I think that Mel would kind of pull off to the side and look at the dog-eared page in the book and the vials that...
Yeah, detect magic. Any of those light up? Willow would have been bored during all of that and would have just...
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the detect magic. The vials of water do light up. Let me see if I can get a school. I'm not sure.
Well, she won't know what it is. She'll just know that they'll light up, so she'll poke Mal. And,
Fair enough. Yeah, they're magical.
The holy water.
I think, yeah,
What now?
Mel, you could probably put that together.
Giving this to Claire.
So you have 3 vials of holy water. The book is not magical. It is a very average book. It looks well loved. It has a few annotations.
Fucking dog-eared page. What's...
So the page that is marked, do you want me to send it to you, or are you going to read it out?
Is it handwritten or is it part of the page?
No,
it
is
on the page?
It is a passage marked in ink. So it's a printed passage that has been like marked.
Just read it.
Kind of for you.
Mal will mutter it so that those standing near him
For our audience, whether or not anybody hears Mal say
Oh,
that,
Willow's over his shoulder, totally peering.
Oh yeah.
Unashamedly.
There's my outline. It is a passage that says, "We shall have made such a blaze that men will remember us on the other side of the dark." And that just seems to be a somewhat inspirational passage.
Well, if that's not permission to set everything on fire, I don't know what is.
Willow. He kind of like pulls the book away because he's looking over his shoulder. Selfishly, I thought that this was going to tell us where the hell he was.
But as you're flipping through the book, Mal, you have an absurdly high passive perception, I believe. So I suspect you probably noticed that there was a different page that was dog-eared at some point and then flattened out. As if Samuel had kind of marked this passage maybe for himself or at some previous point, not necessarily as a message to you, just that he was looking at it. But if you want to flip with that open, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, please, yes.
And that one is a passage that says, "If I were made to be a knight," he said, staring dreamily into the fire, "I should insist on doing my vigil by myself, and I should pray to God to let me encounter all the evil in the world in my own person, so that if I conquered, there would be none left, and if I were defeated, I would be the one to suffer for it."
How many fucking spell slots do I have? Hold on.
God damn it, Samuel.
God damn it, Samuel. God damn it, Samuel. Mal will read that one and assumes that Willow is also looking over his shoulder as he reads it. I think he reads this one to himself. Remember how Zara said that they closed that door on their own last time?
You don't think he'd be that idiotic?
I hope not. Let's hope that it's a metaphor.
What are you two whispering about over there?
Huh?
Mal will read the passage to her real quick, because I think that he's identified that she can't read it. But
I don't know. I think he went to go kick Vance's ass. He's a knight. Vanquishing
so?
evil.
that's a steep left turn, but you know, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm really liking that message a lot better than the one that I was getting.
Well, I was thinking Rattle Hill because you were saying how all your family's a bunch of gang members and sheriffs don't like gang members.
Fuck that too. Well, I mean,
Well,
he seems to. That one was a gray area.
Well,
Either
that was our
that or
one
he's-
door that was a giant question mark.
Yeah.
hey Malcolm, have you sent those messages to the folks
I'm
around
working on
yet?
I'm working on it. Mal will send a message. Does he have the ring yet?
Yeah, Virgil probably would have pulled it off his own hand, honestly, and handed it over to you.
I am going to use one charge to send a message to a friend of mine that is in the church of Rattle Hill. So, they are a nun. Fuck, I have to count out 25 words.
All right, well, you count. Willow's gonna go track down Amity. Amity, pick a card.
Somebody would be like slightly outside the door, kind of looking in the direction of the, gate, I guess.
Oh, you
She's
should
probably-
sneak up behind you and, in your ear. Pick a card.
Would kind of like slap in your general direction in startled defense. Oh, God.
She'll take it.
Okay. It just like grabs the card and kind of like, do I show you? I feel like I've seen this so many times. I should know.
Oh yeah, I can never guess them. And so she gives you a pen and is like, Sign your name on it. 4 of diamonds, if you're curious, by the way.
I know this has been asked of you before. You're not going to do anything weird with this, are you?
And all the time that you've known me, what is the weirdest thing you've seen me do?
I don't know. That pin board situation was a little cursed.
Yeah, but completely harmless. And it looked great.
Amity signs it, but spells her name like 1 letter wrong.
She's watching you. Nope, you gotta mean it.
See, I don't like it. It's creepier when you say that. You know that, right? It's worse.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean. What do you think I'm gonna do?
I don't know. Like, take 5 years of my life and add it to your immortality.
Okay, we all know that I am most likely going to die in, like, a fireball explosion gone wrong that's gonna look really freaking awesome. Like, I am not gonna live to old age.
But maybe if it, like, keeps you young, like, you just keep stealing 5 years when people sign the cards, it just keeps you this age. And
Why
so,
would I
yeah,
bank on
you'll
years?
always
It's a useless
die.
currency. I'm not gonna be able to spend those.
So what are you taking?
I'm not taking anything.
What
I just need permission.
Vanilla? I just, like, still just hand the card back to her. It's like, I need permission. Get out of here. You are such a little weirdo. What's everyone doing? I, like, walk back in the church.
Okay, so you are not
Amity,
signing the
sign
card?
the card. Just,
But no,
just sign
She
the
doesn't
card.
have to if she doesn't want to. It's fine. I'm just clarifying. You did not sign the card.
Like, Willow
She signed
is
it
the most
wrong.
trustworthy person in this party. I have always
Yeah.
trusted Willow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Willow has been absolutely lovely. As, you know, a fellow magic user, Willow, I'm not gonna. You seem
That's
like
fine.
you're up to something. Just, like, backs away. It takes, like, 2 big steps backwards before, like, turning and going into the church.
She just starts shuffling her cards and follows after.
Homer receding into the hedge, you know.
Just right. Not getting my soul. Not today, Satan.
Speaking of Satan, I have a message.
That's a segue. All right.
Mal will kind of quietly send a message to one of his old friends at the Church of Rattle Hill that says, "You deserve to lead, and I found your place. Please find and fix the broken seal of Saint Zyra. Find protection. Message me. Malcolm."
You send this off, you feel confident it was delivered, and a little time goes by, presumably as the recipient formulates an answer. And in your head, you hear a response that says, "I'm glad to hear you're well. The family's magic has grown weak, but we here can still fight. I'll do what I can."
Okay. Oh God, I hope that was enough. Am I sending any messages to anybody else?
I don't think so. Or
Well,
I
do
can
we
have.
need to send anything to Rose Lake?
I was gonna talk to Pearl about that. Have her just kind of,
Be the message.
since she's going there already, just have her gather. I'll give her a few names, give her a couple messages to pass along, and then she can gather folk. Good
Claire,
people.
did you have somebody that you want Claire to or Pearl to find?
Oh, that's right. Weren't some folk that you know likely in town in Rose Lake right now?
Yeah, you could try contacting Tailhot, but I don't know if... Actually, DM,
Mm-hmm.
the flyer, does it have any, like, drawings or pictures of any of the performers?
I bet it did. they're kind of cartoony in nature, maybe not a 1-to-1 in terms of appearance, but there was a male prize fighter seemingly on the flyer.
Claire will reach in, grab the flyer, hand it to Mal. I don't know if this like will help or if you can do it, but
Well, if this is what he looked like, is there any discrepancy? Is this pretty much a 1-to-1? Any extra details? Did he wear anything?
well, okay, so this drawing, like he's a bit of a he's a bit of a vain man, so his muscles are not as separated and as bulging as they have depicted here.
See,
he is a little bit older. His hair is a little bit more receding than they have in this drawing.
is he a redhead?
No. I am not prepared to D&D in any way, shape, or form.
I just pulled up my backstory too, yeah.
Me making you guys remember your own writing
Boo.
in my D&D.
You
More
being
likely than you think.
the solution to this is a character that you never named. Have fun.
I don't think I have a
Physical description. That's
Physical
all right. We're
No,
description,
I don't think so. So
Mal
whatever you
receives
like.
a perfect image in his little brain of
I would like. I feel like he is a red-skinned tiefling with black horns, but they go like almost like curve a little bit back and then go straight up. Like complete black eyes, no white in there. A little bit of like a graying scruff just kind of on the chin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Has like long black hair pulled into a ponytail, but then like the sides are graying.
What's his
Doctor Strange-esque, like long ponytail.
Mal is
I was like, ooh.
oh, interesting. What was he to you? Should I find him in a place?
I mean, he taught me how to fight.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess the closest thing I have to a dad, but not really. I mean, name's Tail Hot Wait.
Ow.
Last name Wait.
Thank you for the description. I'm glad you had him.
Me too. There may be other people there. If you can just tell them that like shit's about to go down and there'll be Pearl coming. Find her and she'll help. We got some money that we can. I think I've got some money that I can throw their way if they. It's a paying gig.
All right. Mal does a full body shake to prepare and then conjures up this hottie in his brain. And goes, Tail Hot, Claire's alive. Find Pearl Galloway. Stay in town. Rose like, paying gig to keep shit from going down. Thanks, bye. Okay.
Use up those last couple words, you know?
I have 5 more words if we need it.
Look hot, down to fuck.
May the Lord be with you.
I mean, we could have workshopped it, preacher.
The good part is that you get cut off at "May the Lord be with," which is really just. That gets delivered, and there is a pause. So again, you assume while the recipient formulates a response. He doesn't know who you are, but I think gets the memo.
I don't think he knew who I was. I don't know if
That's because you didn't introduce yourself. You probably should have gone with my method of being like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
down."
lonely." You know,
Well, you also might want to introduce yourself for that too.
hot singles in your area. It's 5 words. I could have done it.
Why are you helping him proposition your adopted father?
Yeah.
Is that
That's a little. I mean,
I'm sure.
You know what? Thank you.
I mean,
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
I feel like the side quest this entire campaign has been get Malcolm laid. So, you know,
You
I
know
mean,
what?
yeah.
I could be your father figure.
Oh. It's worse now. It's worse now.
I'm gonna go find Pearl.
I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Can we put that on the playlist so
Yes,
I like
please.
you did?
Thank you.
Send me a message. You
got
do
it.
get a response after this conversation from him that says, "Things have been strange lately. I'll see what I can do to help her. Glad to hear Claire is okay. Say I miss her."
He says he misses you, and he's gonna take the job.
All right.
Malcolm identifies that there is a feeling there, but does not press.
All right.
I do
what
actually
else?
go to find Pearl.
Yes, she is easily found. Her tall bunny ears and antlers are above the crowd, you know?
She's so cool.
Pearl.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, thanks for going to Rose Lake. Thanks for taking care of all that. Just a few things. We've checked in with a few people. Just so you know, someone that Claire knows is going to be meeting up with you there in town. We've gotten word to him. And I'll give the description
Mhm.
of him.
Oh, he seems easy to spot.
Yeah. And you also may be able to get some help from Sheriff Chandler there
Oh,
in Rose Lake. He's you can tell him that Sylvie's asking for a favor. But
I mean, I've met the man a couple of times. He seemed kind
yeah.
of nice.
He's a good man. We've had our differences, but I think he'd be willing to help out with this.
All right.
And
Thank you.
yeah, of course. If you need any more help too, you can also there's a homestead on the outskirts of town. She'll give I don't know let's say northeast. Sure. Northeast edge of town. 2 houses, big barn. But there's but my brother Eli would be able to help out too. He looks the spitting resemblance is quite clear. I've been told many times. But
That Eli McKay, same last
yeah,
name.
that'll be Eli McKay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's a good shot. He'll be able to help you.
Oh, we like to hear that.
Yeah. So, not quite as good as me, but he'll do. He'll do.
From what I hear, there are not very many people who are as good as you. So I'll still take what I can get.
But yeah, and if he asks, I mean, he'll be willing to help out with this, of course. But you can also let him know that I'm in on all this too, and helping out elsewhere with it.
Okay, it sounds like I have quite a few people to talk to, but also quite a few people to help. So
Yeah,
that's actually very good. Thank you.
of course. Thank you.
I never really thought that my, silly little teleportation circle was going to end up coming in handy to fight a demon or whatever, but here we are.
Yeah, I'm sure none of us expected a day like this, so.
No, one doesn't tend to. Apocalypse and all that, but,
Yeah.
well, I think we'll be okay.
I sure hope so. Yeah. Thanks again.
You as well.
Let's tip her hat, go back to the others.
All right.
All right,
Seems
well,
like
Pearl's all filled in on everything, so she's set to go. Got everything else sorted out, we think?
Think so. Is there anybody else that we need to contact?
I don't think so.
All right, then I guess we get the horses.
Yeah.
Are we gonna try reaching out to the sheriff to see what he's doing?
Do we have the magic
Just-
to spare?
If not, just shove
How
it
many
into
charges
him
of the
mentally.
ring are we using? We're using 2, right?
You've used 2, you have 1 remaining.
Yeah.
No, I used a spell slot, so I have 2
Oh,
left
okay.
in the ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if that was part of the plan or not. If not, then ignore.
No.
I was just reminding because it was mentioned
no,
at
it's
some
a-
point.
It's a good idea. I'm just gonna run out of third. I'm gonna run out of third spell slots, and I
fine.
need those.
It's fine. It's okay.
Then why don't you hold on to our resources, hold on to what we have, and then
We'll trust he knows what he is doing. If
I
not, we
hope
will
that-
save him from a pond later on again.
I hope his ears are ringing.
yeah. All right, well then, no use burning more daylight.
All right.
All right, well,
Uh,
the townsfolk seem to know what they're doing. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What's up?
It's
No.
okay. Last thing, I think that Mal is gonna give everybody in town, all the spellcasters, a like written copy of Saint Zyra's symbol. So like draw it out so that they have it, so that there's like no mistake. And tell everybody good luck. Bless each and every one of them.
There's a sort of generally encouraging chorus of, kind of thank yous and like, we got this and like that kind of stuff. Everybody's kind of, it's the same sort of tone of, as I mentioned, sort of mixed trepidation and hope, but folks know what they're doing and they know where they're going and all that kind of stuff. You guys have organized them into nicely balanced parties. And Nikolai's kind of been hanging around waiting for you guys. She knows that she's not leaving until you are. So she's kind of just, arms crossed in the corner, keeping an eye on you until such time as you leave.
Which I suppose we could actually just take the teleportation circle now that the permanent one, correct? Go to the permanent one to Strathmore without burning spell slot.
They just serve as
or does it
a
still-
guaranteed destination
Oh, that's
more
right.
than,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
than anything else. But it does help me. It means we'll definitely hit Strathmore, assuming the circle hasn't been destroyed or anything.
We can do that then.
Yeah.
Let's get a move on.
All right, I'm happy to take a couple horses if you think you'll need them, but
Do we want to?
We'll go quicker.
It'll help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll help us get there quicker.
all right. Well, I can add up to 8. Who am I taking? You?
Well, we're
5,
bringing. Are we bringing Ziana?
Yeah, the whole Strathmore crew,
So I think that's
the party that's going there.
Because it's us 5.
But there were other people going to
Nikolai.
Strathmore too to help defend Ziana.
Right. So we teleport horses. We can teleport 2 horses. We can bring Montero. He's big. Yes?
Well, we
No?
all fit on 2 horses.
No, but some of us have faster moving speeds.
I think I can outrun a horse.
I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Love D&D.
I'll grab Clover. She can carry 2. Yeah.
All right, so we can keep Claire cool, you know? We'll just the little spray bottle with the fan, the electric one.
Keep her hydrated.
Yeah, it's a marathon. Just
Yeah,
a
you
light,
know how you get
a
like the
light
little cup of
5K.
Kool-Aid every like few
Yeah.
miles. Yeah. All right, so Nikolai's happy to keep with you as you go and fetch your horses. And assuming there's nothing else you want to take care of in town, she will teleport you to Strathmore.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So Nikolai kind of does her whole thing, and she is at this point a very confident teleport caster because she is usually Vance's ride, and she waits. You guys kind of grab the 2 horses you're gonna grab, and then she nods, casts the circle, and sweeps all you guys into a somewhat hauntingly empty town that you might remember since you've been here before. Fortunately, this time there are no ghouls that really want to hang out and... Ghouls, I think was the name of that episode, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
That sounds right.
RT.
Or was it Ghouls Gone Wild? Because
That
I think it was Ghouls Gone Wild.
I think it was Ghouls Gone Wild.
that might have been it.
No ghouls are going wild this time. You guys are all right. But the buildings are somewhat dilapidated as they were before. They're a little shaken as though they sort of landed here where they're not supposed to be because they did. And there's really no one here. There is the evidence of kind of some weeds and stuff starting to sprout up around some of the steps of the buildings, but it hasn't been here long enough really for nature to completely start taking over. It seems like maybe some animals have kind of been making a home here or there, but other than that, it's very silent here.
Eerie.
The teleportation circle actually that you arrive in is inside one of the shops that appears to be or have been something like an apothecary, a little bit like Pearl's shop. She probably had some kind of partnership with someone who did something very similar to what she did. But you guys can see out the windows into the main street, and there's not a whole lot to see out there.
Apothecary shop, you say? There any health potions in here? We took a poke around.
Quick sweep before we go.
Why don't you roll me an investigation? Why not? Anyone who wants to.
That's bad.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
17.
You guys are
10.
on it. Mel is not on it. Claire's doing all right. Between all of you, I think you kind of rifle around in the cabinets and the case and stuff, and it does seem like a lot of stuff is broken, unfortunately, but if you kind of poke around enough, you do find one single health potion sitting in kind of the back corner behind a bunch of broken bottles. And that's about it. The lowest level of health potion.
Does anybody already have one?
I think I got one.
Claire, why don't you hold on to this then?
All right.
Unless someone else
Willow
wants it.
has one.
Oh, hell yeah.
I believe that you got
A
3
bunch
from Pearl
last episode.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
would
Oh, we
be-
already passed them out though, right?
Did we pass them out?
I don't remember.
I don't think we did.
I don't
but
think so. I think Sylvia.
So now we have 4 that have not homes, unless Claire is grabbing
we-
that one.
So,
Sylvie had the health potions.
I did?
Hmm
Okay, cool. All right.
According to the notes.
You got him at a discount.
All right. I trust you. I failed to write that down, so that's on me. All right.
Team effort.
So then I guess I'll hold on to one. I mean, we have enough for everybody to have one then, right?
I am a healer and have a healer's kit that I can use for free as an action. So if everybody else wants to take a health potion, good by me.
Did
All
Willow
right.
already have one? Because you could each have one.
Willow has one.
Yeah,
I don't know from
think
where,
you
though. I
got
think
it
she
from
might-
Virgil.
Oh, there we
like,
go. Yeah.
Okay.
way back.
So then,
Yeah.
so then we have 4 that need homes.
Yeah.
So then
So everybody
the rest
roll
of us each take one. Everybody take one. Malcolm, just take it. Just
All right.
take
Okay.
it.
Thank you. Yes. I appreciate it. That's
All
the
right.
fastest we've ever handed out loot ever.
Yeah. It's like the opposite Laurel and crew when it comes to health potions.
Yep.
Everybody knows where they are.
Now I'm
et cetera,
putting
et
it in
cetera.
this pocket.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, I know, I already checked your pockets.
Claire just loops it.
Gonna give
in
me
with
wrinkles,
the,
too.
The liquor
Your
bandolier.
bandolier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the beverage bandolier now.
The Bacardi beverage bandolier TM.
Got a
Just
big
be
brand
careful
on
not to
it.
throw
but-
it.
Yeah. You know, health potions should be in flasks in the Wild West, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
I agree.
Mhm.
Nikolai's kind of vibing just watching you guys rifle around in the apothecary. And at some point, she'll kind of be like, do y'all need me for anything else, or is this...
No,
I
just
think
don't
so,
die.
no. Yeah.
Please don't die.
You're
You
gonna
know,
do great. And take over your boss's gang.
Tend to try not to die, that is. But I've been pretty good at it so far, so...
Oh, wait, Nikolai, before you go, pick a card.
All right. She will, like, very cautiously select a card.
All right. You picked the Ace of Diamonds. No.
Nope. Is there more to that, or is that just the... She kind of looks at the rest of the crew.
I'll go ahead and write your name on it.
Do it.
No, I think I'm good, thank you.
All right, fine. No one wants help anymore.
How is writing my name on a card helpful?
I have no
Other
idea,
than for
honestly.
your
It just feels
forgeries?
right.
And that is why we're all so reluctant.
I don't know
Once
what
again,
you're talking
I
about.
wish I
was
had
not
Nothing
reluctant.
wrong.
I wasn't
And she like
reluctant
hops
either.
on a horse.
All right. Okay. Let's get going.
All right, well, all of you don't die either, and then we'll all be...
We'll do our best.
All right.
No
she'll
dying.
kinda- Ideally, that is the goal. And she'll sort of tip her hat and teleport away in the direction she's headed.
Wow.
So now it's the 5 of you, 2 horses, in an empty town.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Which direction are we going in?
You are going approximately southeast for probably 4 or 5 hours.
Brace y'all there, and I just take off
Okay.
running.
Oh my god.
All right, who's riding with me? All right,
Okay.
let's go, Amity.
Willow, do you want to?
It's already on the horse.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
done. Okay. Yep. Mal gently turns Montero around, moves at a steady clip.
All right, you guys are headed in the right direction.
Let them find whatever's their force and offer support fire when we get there.
All right. The land of the Badlands is pretty similar to how you remember it. There is sort of some flat scrub brush, some kind of grass here or there, little gulches and gullies. It's not completely flat, but when you're looking at the horizon, it's pretty freaking flat. There are not a lot of big trees or kind of major greenery. It's pretty quiet. There's the occasional animal, but really not very many. And frankly, the ones that you do see seem to be fleeing in whatever direction that they can. They've got a sense that something's going down and they're not super interested in being a part of it. But you can reasonably kind of glean that you're headed towards the middle of the Badlands zone. You do a map. You don't know precisely where you're going, but you've got a good sense of it. And why doesn't everybody roll me? Well, okay. Is there anything you'd like to do on the way there? Or are you headed very specifically on the way there?
I feel like we're pretty laser focused.
Yeah, I'm guessing you
Yeah.
are. I just figured I'd ask. So 3 or 4 hours into this ride, the things have not changed. It's a little boring. If you've ever driven through like Arizona, you know what I'm talking about. And why doesn't everybody roll me a just general perception?
Six.
25.
Ooh, I got a 19.
14.
21.
All right. Nice. Most of you guys are keeping an eye out. Claire's maybe drinking a little bit out of her bandolier. I don't know. She's jogging. She's focused.
Yeah.
But so this means that you guys notice a sort of outcropping of rocks ahead of you. And there are a bunch of kind of things flapping around generally in the vicinity of the rocks. And the closer you get, the more you realize that those things don't really look like normal animals. They look a little maybe demonic in nature. And they have certainly noticed you.
How far away are they?
Probably about... You Sylvie, rolled very well, so I think you probably noticed them about 100 yards out, 300 feet.
Gonna get a rifle out? Because that's within range, my friends.
I never have a map big enough for you, but why doesn't everybody open roll 20 for me here?
So even when they're 400 feet out there within range of me,
We do love to see it.
480.
All right, let me pop you guys onto the right map here.
80.
It's outrageous.
What's long range? I don't know her.
I believe this is the correct map. And let me reveal what you see. All right, one big guy sitting up on a rock that has sort of large black avian wings, and then a bunch of sort of little flapping imp-like creatures that you've seen, I think, before.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
We have one goth and a rainbow.
So Pride.
So Pride.
Yes, yeah, gays at brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So technically, you guys are on the map presently, but we're going to say that you are 300 feet away, and I'm going to start doing math. So what's up? Okay, everybody just go ahead and roll initiative, because then we can sort out the order on what's happening.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, what did I get? So that's 16.
You mean I have to find my initiative sheet? There we go.
I get to use a new thing. Oh my god, I get to use a new thing.
Ooh, yeah, you guys should have some new stuff. So.
New things?
All right. You know, it's 9:06. How do you guys feel about taking a quick break here before we get into combat? And then we won't run super long. You know, I'm being practical. So, hello to the chat. It is a hair early. However, we're going to take our break now to take care of our human needs and all that fun kind of stuff, and maybe some animal needs if you have a pet. We will be back very, very soon. While we're gone, like, why don't you go ahead and maybe check out one of the cool giveaways we got going on by typing WBW giveaway, or even just exclamation point giveaway if you want to go check out what the meta, not that meta, is doing. We are benefiting the Sinai LGBT QIA health initiative, I believe, if I remember that correctly. So you can donate as little as $1 and win a bunch of freaking cool little minis, potentially. Go check it out. while we're at break. We'll be right back. We'll see you soon.
Yeehaw.
Well,
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
We're back. We've taken care of our human needs, so now we're back to playing some D&D. It's time to take a long shot, because I don't have a map big enough for this. So I'm going to assume that all of these small imps are kind of moving as a flock, and that the bigger one is moving independently. I have put underneath them a little label that I hope you can see that says how far away they are. Hopefully this is the best visual indicator that we can sort out with this particular map. Thanks for sticking with me. That being said, I had you guys roll initiative. So, 25 to 20.
24.
Ooh.
All right, Sylvie.
21.
Sylvie in with a 24, 21 for Willow, 20 to 15.
16.
What was that, Amity?
Also 16.
Oh, okay. All right, dex off. Who's got the dex?
Me.
Claire would have the dex.
Probably Claire. Yeah, okay.
I have a 20 dex.
I was gonna guess, but never know. All right, which leaves us with Malcolm. What'd you get?
5.
All right.
Do great. He's
well,
drinking a smoothie. I don't know.
I just wrote your name down as Maul, so it's fine.
Willow's got her cards like fanned in front of his face, like, Mal, pick one.
It's Darth.
Sup.
He definitely picks one.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't shuffle.
Is that part of the...
It was.
I can't remember. Is that my card? No, wait, no, that's a 2.
I don't
It's 2 of
think
clover.
so. Yeah, I was
No.
All right.
Well, it was 4 of spades, and then it was 4 of clovers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it went 4 and 4.
All right. Perfect. You're nailing it. All right, Sylvie, what are you doing?
I'm shooting a winged beastie is what I'm doing.
All right. They saw you. You saw them. You saw each other across the restaurant. But you
Can
get
I
to go
take aim? Gonna take a shot at. Let's go for the first one, the red
All
one.
right.
Take a shot at that with my rifle.
Pride flag.
Yep, the beginning of the pride flag. Yep, we're just gonna take it down piece by piece. It's fine. Shoot
right.
down all these demons. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and use a grit point to make this into a winging shot.
Ooh, all right.
So, well, if I hit, of course. That's cocked.
I will mention that these little ones do not look very spicy. From your estimation, they seem wimpy.
Then we'll just do the shot. We'll just take a shot at it and see how it goes. Then this is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll absolutely do it.
Fantastic. Oh shoot! I never. Where's the? There it is. Okay. There's a D12 here somewhere. Okay. That could have been better. That's 10 points of damage.
Well, fortunately, that seems to be as much as you needed because the little monster falls directly out of the sky and kind of disintegrates on the ground there.
Love it.
So
I'll take my second shot at the big one.
All right.
Ooh.
And that is gonna be a dirty 20 to hit.
Ooh, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure that hits. Yep, that hits.
Fantastic. Then this time I will go ahead and use the that trick shot, that winged shot. So I'm gonna need a strength saving throw from this thing, please.
All right, strength saving throw from this big sort of vulture-looking thing. Oh, he rolled extremely poorly, so that's going to be a 5.
Haha, he is gonna be knocked prone.
Ooh, all right.
Which means since he's flying, he's gonna be knocked out of the sky.
Yep. So this thing had just taken off, but
And he's also gonna take 13 points of damage from the shot.
absolutely. So this thing, you shoot straight through a wing or whatever it is you were aiming at, and it kind of screeches loudly and crumbles to the rock below, and seems to have taken some damage. It's currently sort of flailing on the rock face here. Let me give it a little marking of some kind. Let's see. Let's go lightning bolts. I don't know. I just like the lightning bolts. They're just cool. So, is that your turn?
It is indeed.
All right, next in the order is going to be Willow. They're 300 feet away.
Oh. Mal, pick a card.
Another one?
Another one. I'm bored.
Yeah, he picks another card.
And the hearts.
10 of spades.
10 of
You got close.
Yes.
Yeah, they really look like hearts. that's
It's going great.
She gets off the horse.
Okay. Are you guys moving towards them or have you stopped?
Willow, you can just hold on. Tell me where you need to go.
Oh, okay.
How close do you need to get?
120 feet.
To the pink one?
They're 300 feet away, so
Well,
right?
they're all
300 feet in the eye.
I will grant that the ones in the back are whatever 325 or something. But let's say the big one is 300 feet away and that the others are slightly behind.
Claire's
Okay.
gonna want to go after the big one, so let's go clear the little guys out.
Okay.
And I can say that Sylvie and our Clover, our horse, we were also moving towards getting
Yeah.
closer. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we move as a unit? Because we are on horseback.
So the horse. Okay, I didn't think about two people being on one horse. A horse's speed is 60, so let's say that, just for the sake of argument, that we're splitting the horse's movement between the two of you, assuming that you're both controlling the horse. So each of you can move 30 feet on the horse.
That seems fair.
Unless you would rather do that the person holding the reins is the only person who can move the other horse and the other person cannot move the horse, which actually probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do that one.
Let's do that. Okay.
60 feet. Where do you,
Yeah.
Willow, move your token to where you want to be?
Is Willow holding the reins?
Now she is.
Okay.
It was a terrible decision by
You get
everyone involved.
you get, have fun. You get it.
All right, so Theater of the Minding It, she moves it 60 feet forward.
Yes. Okay, so
Catches up with Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Sylvie also moved 60 feet forward. So 60 feet will go. I was gonna start.
So we
writing
should be
this.
240 away from the.
And she will hold
Yes.
her Eldritch Blast and the off chance something gets in within range. So if something gets in 120 feet before her next turn, she will fire it off.
Yes. Okay. You know, they don't always tell you that you're going to have to do a bunch of math for long distance combat, but sometimes you do. Next in the order is going to be all of our little impish friends here, if I do say so. They are going to use both their action and their movement to get as close to you as they can, which is going to be 80 feet closer to you. Which means that for most of you, that is going to be 220. However, for Sylvie and Willow, that is going to be 160.
And Mel.
And Mel.
And Amity's on my horse too.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Everyone except for Claire. They are currently 160.
Okay.
For Claire, they are at 220. And that is going to be all of their turn. And they're just going to sprint. And Claire's next in the order.
I will. I'll run forward 50 feet.
All right.
And then go ahead and burn my action to run another 50 feet, so 100 feet up, and then I might just as my bonus action, I will patient defense.
All right. So you are currently 120 feet from the biggest one. And you are 120 feet from the little ones, from the imps.
Yeah.
You are 200
200.
feet from the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, correct. So, next in the order is going to be Amity.
Mess him up, Amity!
I mean, can I even? What are they're so far away? Can't see real good. How far away is Claire now? She's like a bajillion feet away, right?
Claire is 40 feet in front of you, I believe.
Okay. I am going to. I guess just bless the people around me on horses since Claire ran away. So I'll just clap Sylvie on the shoulders and be like, "May the desert protect you," and then
Thanks.
yeah. Also get Malcolm and myself.
All right.
That's first level. That's 3 people, right? Yes.
What's happening?
You have been blessed.
You're getting blessed.
The
Mhm.
desert, you know.
Thank you.
Blessed by the Desert. It's a pretty metal album name. All right.
It's kind
If
of
that's your
like Kissed
turn.
by a Rose.
Oh, there it is.
On the gray. I'm adding it to the playlist.
Thank you. If that's your turn, next in the order is going to be this big black beastie, and it's going to use its action to stand up, basically, from being prone, and then screech unhappily with its situation here, and then take off and start heading your direction. But since it had to use its action to get up, it can only fly 60 feet. So now it is 160 feet away from most of you. It is somewhat closer to Claire. And thank you for being patient while I write down a lot of numbers. Next in the order is going to be Mel.
Where we are on horseback.
We're 160 feet from anything bunkable.
Are we 160?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Claire's 40 feet in front of us, otherwise everyone else is grouped up on horses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Map is not accurate just yet.
Yes, I apologize. I started
no,
tracking
it's
the
fine.
numbers on paper. Yep. Here,
It's all
let
right.
me. I can update these.
And we have no movement.
No, Willow
At the
took the
moment.
movement. Yep.
That's fine. Okay.
But you're blessed.
I am blessed. So me and Amity are blessed,
And Sylvie.
And Sylvie.
and Sylvie.
Yes.
I can bless Willow and Claire.
Claire is 40 feet in front of you.
God damn it. You're correct.
God, fucking damn it, Claire.
God fucking damn it. With your speed and your agility. Grace like a gazelle. Shit. I kind of can't do a lot here. I thought we were 116 for some fucking
Well.
reason. I don't know. I'm stupid.
Just calculate.
You know, sometimes. Can I hold a guiding bolt at first level until they are within 120 feet?
Yes, if that happens in the next turn or so. And
Okay.
okay, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay.
That is all I can do.
Which means that we're bringing it back to the top of the order with Sylvie.
I would love to shoot at that big one again.
All right.
Oh, Naga fight all over again. Get him, Sylvie!
You went and let me play a sharpshooter.
I got to give you some sharpshooting opportunities sometimes. You know?
and I'm grateful for it.
tasty.
I'm gonna switch to yeah, we'll stick with the rifle. That's gonna be an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Sweet. And that is gonna be 15 points of damage.
All right.
How's it looking?
It's still looking pretty good.
All right, cool. Then we'll make this next one a sharpshooter.
All right.
And I'm gonna use a luck point to re-roll it.
All right.
And don't forget your bless.
Thank you. Mhm. I'm still gonna re-roll, but thank you. I will. It was real bad. Okay, that's better. Okay. Well, so then that's. That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Fantastic. And then that will be 21 points of damage.
Ooh, very nice, very nice.
And that'll be it for my turn.
All
well,
right.
I'll moving the horse closer. Broaden.
Okay, so you...
Another 60 feet closer.
Yes. Okay, so everything is now 100 feet from you.
Yes.
Next in the order is going to be Willow. Currently,
Large
everything is
blast.
160 feet from you.
Damn it! Move forward 40 feet, then Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Since that is 120 feet, can I release the held spell?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll shoot whatever Willow shoots.
Okay, we'll do Willow first.
She will send both of her guiding bolts at Pink
Okay.
Imp. Oh, the lower one is a 14 to hit.
For that little guy, I do believe that's enough. Yes, that'll hit.
Why? Okay. So both will hit then. Should grab D10s before I committed to this. Here we go. 6 plus 8 is 14 damage.
That's enough. That thing falls out of the sky.
Nice.
Goodbye.
That's one for me, Mal.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we within 120 feet of the yellow one?
Yes, you guys are. So,
There we are. Okay.
is that your turn, Willow?
Yeah, that's her turn.
Okay. Mel, what's up?
I'm going to release that held guiding bolt.
Okay, all right.
Which should be 18 plus 7.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay, and that's gonna be... I don't have enough D6s on the board. $18 points
That's more than enough.
of
Goodbye.
radiant damage, please, and thank you.
All right. Roasted.
We are chilling at that spot. We are not taking the rest of the movement.
Alright, that's it.
Okay. Let me also adjust Mel's distance here because he moved up 40 feet. So you guys are 120 feet away. Sylvia's 100 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Claire's 120, Amity 160.
Amity is on the horse. with
Amity
Sylvie.
would be
on-
with, yes, Sylvie. We're getting it. So Amity currently 100 feet away, but it is the Imp's turn. So those three are going to once again use their action to dash. And so they are now going to be 80 feet closer to everyone, which means that they're kind of right up in your grill, actually. Sylvie, they're 20 feet from you. Willow,
All
they're
right.
40 feet from you. Claire, they are 40 feet. Yes. And
Be on the map now. Can we use the map now?
yes.
Okay.
I'm adjusting all this. All right, Mal, they are now 40 feet from you. Okay, so let me get out my handy dandy ruler. And let's see. Claire is 20 feet ahead of everyone else. So that is going to be, just about there, actually. Unless you would like to place yourself somewhere specific.
That's fine.
And from Claire, they are... Claire has not gone yet. So actually, Amity and Sylvie are actually closer. So Amity and Sylvie are up here.
All right. Sounds good.
And then everyone else is grouped with Claire. So actually, these two are here. I'm doing the math. I'm getting it. And then this thing is 20 feet from you guys, as are our little swarming friends here. So we'll just kind of throw these here. And the map is now active.
Fantastic.
Okay. I might stop doing math. But that being said, the imps have used their turn to sprint, so it is going to be Claire's turn.
All right. And how far up in the air are they?
Let's say they're probably about 10 feet up for the little ones, and then the big one is 15 feet up.
And how high are these ledges?
Those ledges are, let's say, about a climbable 10 feet or so. Kind of bouldery, if you will, not sheer.
Do it. Do it.
And
do
you said
it.
that the one, the big one's 15 feet in the air, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. I'm just gonna, as if it were nothing at all, I am going to run up that 10 feet. And I'd like to get up in here and, well, let's go ahead and just let's take a pop at the little one here.
Little
real quick.
pest, if you will.
Yeah.
All right. Absolutely. It's
Ooh,
2009.
that would be
People
a
are yet-
natural 20.
Oh! All right, tell me how
some
you
apps.
blow this thing out of the sky.
All right. I think I run up and I have as I'm running up, I am pulling the Staff of Azon off of my back, and I use it as a vaulting action that lunges me forward in a flying sidekick that just immediately on impact. And then without even blinking, I jump into the air and try to bring it down on the big one.
Yep.
Yes!
So the little one basically vaporizes under your heel. Tell me about the big
shit,
one.
another natural 20.
Oh!
Hell yes!
Claire's ready to fucking
Yes,
go.
yes,
all right.
Like,
Roll the math.
I love rolling on D&D Beyond right now.
Oh my god. They're hooking you up tonight.
Okay. Okay, so
Apparently I can't send an identical message to the one I just sent in Twitch. Hold on, I gotta wait 30 seconds.
Oh.
I'll do this.
What if I do more?
That is 10 plus. That is 15 points of bludgeoning damage. However,
Right.
wait, sorry, that was on the dice, so that's another 12 points of bludgeoning damage for the crit. And
The same magical weapon attack?
it is because I'm using the Staff of Azon.
All right.
And I'm gonna burn a charge of it.
All right.
which will be to add in a where is that? I just read it. 5. That will be another 11 points of psychic damage.
All right.
And then I will bonus action unarmed strike.
All right. We're making a kung fu movie tonight.
That's a 21 to
very
hit.
good. Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
And that'll be 7 points of magical bludgeoning damage because my fists are magical weapons.
Yep, your fists are a deadly weapon, a magical deadly weapon. All right, this thing took a significantly large amount of damage from you. It is still flying, but it's looking pretty rough at this point. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Next in the order is Amity.
So they're all up in the air doing up in the air stuff.
Yeah, the little ones are about 10 feet up. The big one is 15 feet up. Claire is currently raining blows down upon it.
Which I believe that purple one.
Yes, thank you for the reminder. There we go.
Okay, so we just got the 2 over there and the big guy. All right, I'm gonna, I guess, hop off this horse, and I probably can't Pythagorean theorem correctly, and I guess scoot back a little bit, and then just
It does kind of look like a Skeksis, so.
I will go ahead and, well, let's sit there, kind of demonic, and I will point at the big one as I'm walking sideways, strafing away, which I'll move him in a second, and just cast a little bit of yeah, it'll be a sacred flame at him from my finger, just so white light that explodes in his little face, hopefully.
All right.
So it's a dex save of 16.
Dex save of 16. It rolled a relatively well, 21.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, nothing. I just continue then to just scooch sideways to where I am going, which is going to be right here.
All right.
Get him, everyone. Yeah, that's my turn.
Everyone remember your blesses, etc. Next in the order is the big bird creature, which is feeling real spicy at Claire right now. So it's going to attack her. Well, let's see. The first thing it's going to do, actually, is sort of spread its wings out, and this sort of nasty cloud of poisonous spores starts to spread out of its body, and I'm gonna have you roll a DC 14 Constitution saving throw for me.
That'd be a 9.
All right. Actually, let me do a little measurement here. Make sure you're not the only one doing this. Yep, just you. So 15-foot radius, which I can draw in a moment. But you are going to be poisoned.
I am not, because I am immune to
Yes, you are.
poisoning because of the purity of my body that I feel like I have obtained through the deterioration of my liver from the amount of alcohol that I have consumed.
It's just
I was gonna
cleaned
say
everything
you've
else
already
out.
you've built up a tolerance
2 poisons.
Oh yeah,
From
this
booze
is a Princess
and
Bride
cheap booze.
scenario.
Yeah.
All right, so it terribly poisonous looking spores that spread out from its body that seem like they would have been real nasty if you hadn't been drinking a lot. So you actually feel okay. And that's the only thing it can do. So that's the only thing it's going to do. And next in the order is Malcolm.
All right. I am going to please. I've lost the plot. How close am I?
Well,
This is accurate.
the map is accurate.
Great.
The map is
Love
accurate.
to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Love to see it. So I would love to mark this little creature, this one that just smacked Claire. Wait.
Nope.
JK, I'm not gonna do that. What are you?
I was trying to draw the spore
What's
circle.
going on
Give me
I
give me
see.
a
There's four circle. Incredible. I am going to go ahead and Sacred Flame that one creature right there. So it does need to make a Dex save. A 15 this time.
Let me just... Yeah, okay. Dex save of 15. You mean the big one or one of the little ones?
The big one.
All right, big one. Dex save 12.
Okay, it's going to take 8 points of... Wait, no, I lied. I add another 12 points, please, of radiant damage.
Uh-oh, I'm drawing circles that D&D Beyond doesn't want to... You know, sometimes you don't get to delete your drawings, and that's just how it is. It is taking how many radiant damage? Excuse me.
It is taking 12 points of radiant damage.
All right.
But I would love to use my bonus action to bump that up a little bit.
Okay.
Wait, I lied. That's not a weapon attack. Fuck me.
All right.
Yeah, that is my turn. How does it look?
Pretty freaking rough, I'll be honest. A stiff breeze and all that.
Okay. Noted. That is all I can do.
Okay. Circle's approximate, but close enough. So, next in the order is going to be Sylvie.
All right, well, I think Claire's probably got that one handled, at least for now, so I'll see if I can't take care of the little ones. So, I will take a shot at the blue one first.
All right.
I'll switch to the pistol, and that's going to be an 18 to hit.
Ooh, that'll do it.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And then that is going to do 10 points of damage.
All right, that's just as many as you needed. So, you said blue?
Lovely. Yes.
All right, gone.
And then second shot at the green one.
All right.
If I don't drop my d20. All right, this one's gonna be a 28 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you know,
actually, I forgot bless. Make that a 31.
that'll do it.
Okay. All right, let's go. That's gonna be 12 points of damage on that one.
All right, toasted.
Cool. I'm just gonna scoot a little bit, just a little bit. Is the cloud still there?
The cloud is now accurate. So if you can see that
Cool.
little green circle, it should be just about right.
Cool. Then I'm not gonna get any closer.
All right.
I will stay right there. That'll be it for me.
All right.
Oh, I get grip points back. Hold on.
True enough.
Carry on.
Willow, you are next in the order.
Oh wait, all the little guys are gone. Never mind. Okay.
Yep.
She'll fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts at the dude.
Big one's looking real rough. All right.
Okay, one's a 1
Rip.
and one's a natural 20.
Feels right.
Nice.
Exactly Willow's brand of chaos.
It is.
Perfect.
Okay, so that is Okay, 14 plus 2 plus another. Okay, 14, 16, 20.
Ooh, all right. Well, that's actually more than you needed. So Willow kind of, I assume, peeking out from behind a rock, perhaps, kind of
Mal,
takes a
she's
shot.
still behind Mal.
Oh, she's, all right, peeking out from but
Pretty
the general
far from
vicinity
a
of
rock.
Mel.
Pretty far
Yeah.
away from a rock. Soft.
Yes. Takes a single pot shot and it hits this bird right in the middle of the forehead, knocks it right out of the sky, right in front of Claire's face. And it is now toasted. You guys have successfully solved my weird bird puzzle.
Yay!
Congratulations. Yeah, the ground is littered with feathers, sort of bad-looking feathers, and some kind of bat wings and some viscera, etc. But you took care of it.
Weird bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were something.
Weird bird derogatory.
Well, at least we know we're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah.
Sure enough.
Quick glance around.
Quick glance around. Honestly, there isn't that much to see other than kind of the corpses of the creatures that you have taken care of. That being said, why don't all of you roll me just a general perception roll? Why not? Unless there's something specific you're looking for.
Luck's out.
Well,
That's a 6.
Ooh.
I wanted to suggest we want to try and find Vance. I can use a spell to find him if he is within 1,000 feet of us.
Maybe wait till we're a little closer
Yeah.
to the gate, to the door, whatever the hell it's called.
I mean, hell, he might make himself visible 1,000 feet out.
He
Doesn't really tend to be subtle.
I don't
exactly.
think
Yeah,
much
he's
scared of us.
yeah.
Dirty 20 for Sylvie's perception.
Ooh.
I'm Sylvie. I can see things.
Thanks, Bless.
All right, what's everybody doing? We got a 6 for Willow, dirty 20 for Sylvie.
Willow's picking up the cards.
Did anybody else want to do a perception check?
I got a
I got, like,
24.
Okay,
That's
24 for Mel.
6. No, I got a 7.
I got a
All right, those of you 20 and above, which I believe is Mel and Sylvie, I think that you realize, kind of given a glance around, that there are actually more corpses of the little impy creatures than the number that you killed. It seems like there might already have been a couple that were dead on the ground ahead of you.
How long ago did they die? If I kind of approach one, I will happily roll a medicine.
Yeah, why don't you roll me?
Can I help at all?
Sure. You can both poke around and see what's going on.
Do you want to roll or do you want advantage?
How
I have
How-
plus 7 in
how's-
medicine.
Why don't
I
you
will
both do a
happily help
nature
you. I
check
will
for
give
me?
you.
Nature. Do you want to roll or do you want advantage? I only have a 2 to nature.
Same.
Okay. Well, then you should roll.
All right.
You do a roll. I'll do a
All right.
roll.
All right. Let's do it.
It's not great. I got a 8.
I got a 13.
All right.
With an 8 and a 13, I think you guys can tell that they are not. Well, obviously you didn't kill them, which you know. They're not fresh, and they are also not desiccated in the way that the desert would for a corpse that's quite old. It was probably the last day or two,
Okay.
but it's a little hard to tell.
Does it? Well, I guess if animals have been leaving, then there wouldn't be much scavenger evidence.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, never mind.
Are there bullet holes? Are there knife wounds? Are there I took
there
forensics classes in high school?
magic burns or something? Yeah.
All right,
Signs of
so
Eldritch Blast.
glancing at each other and kind of being like, I don't know, and then realizing perhaps you should check for wound types, you notice that they do have bullet wounds.
Bullet or Eldritch Blasty wounds?
Bullet.
Okay.
Willow's not there.
All right.
Willow, do you want to come look at this? We found extra nasties.
I mean, either way, I
I'll-
mean, someone's been
I'll
through
pass.
here and is taking taken these down.
Yeah.
Fairly recently.
So the sheriff going to be Mr. Knight and like
Possibly. Yeah.
Possible. I was thinking that. Headed in this direction. I think that we might be...
We should keep moving.
You think that Vance isn't the only person that we're going to find at this door?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Any goon who's worth his salt will have more than one underling.
You think Samuel's one of Vance's underlings?
Oh, I was thinking top demon guy who's trying to open the door and needs a sucker on this side to open the door.
Has Samuel as an underling?
Or
Other
people
guy
like
getting-
Vance.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I was assuming that it was the sheriff coming out here to like try to like show down against the Vance.
Trying to do what we're
but
trying
it
to do,
could
yeah.
also be Vance's men setting up a trap for whoever comes in.
Yeah. Few options. Proceed with caution, Dan?
Sure.
Sylvie, take point.
You got it.
Now Willow's curious. She's going to glance at the wounds. Do they appear to be same size, same shape? Like same gun or same type of gun?
Yes.
Okay. That's all
they
she's
all
doing.
seem to be pretty consistent. If you want to try to get any more information, you could do an investigation for me.
Sure, what the hell? Ooh,
I know Willow isn't necessarily the most knowledgeable about.
she is not. No, but that's a
Firearms,
19 for her.
Sometimes she's just got a good eye on her.
It's talking
I
other
think-
criminals.
You're looking at these holes. You're kind of thinking about it. You're kind of doing one of these, and you notice couple of shells that have kind of rolled under a nearby plant. That seem actually pretty consistent with some that you guys found at that abandoned quarry back when you were looking for Elizabeth.
Which was Samuel.
She'll mage hand the casings and pass them over to Sylvie. Look familiar?
Yeah, actually.
So that answers that.
Suppose
At least
so.
for you, I assume.
Yeah, pocket those.
Well, let's see if we can catch up to him
Yeah.
before he manages to get himself shot. I have to go save him from a pond again.
All right. Well, you guys are easily able to mount up and head on your way. It's interesting as you proceed that it kind of seemed like the landscape is so flat that there's nothing necessarily super... something that would stand out, a destination. But as you travel about another hour, hoping to find something of note, you realize that pretty far away on the horizon, you see a couple of shapes that resemble horses. In fact, there are 3 of them.
Where are we?
In the middle of the desert. But you have been traveling for around 5 or 6 hours.
Gonna kind of just like over my shoulder to Amity be like, you got a way to get a closer look at that without us getting close?
Oh,
You're
you are
muted.
muted.
You are very muted.
I mean, I would like to conserve resources unless we're going to
Fair
take
enough.
a nap. Maybe
That's all
we
right.
try and do a little sneak.
In the wide open desert.
Is it truly wide open? There's not bushes we can hide behind.
We do have 2 horses.
Oh, well,
Willow,
Yeah.
invisible. Can
do
you be
they
invisible?
I can. Actually, hold on. Make sure I
Is
think
it
there's
a
a
resource?
do they seem to
One of her
see
3.
us since we can see them?
At this distance, it's kind of hard to know. You can see sort of the outline of something horse-shaped, so presumably they may also be able to see the outline of something horse-shaped. There are some sort of ditches and gullies and kind of boulders here or there, but I wouldn't it's likely that somebody would see you coming from a ways off. But you might be able to get a little closer.
You know, stealth is really that important to you all. I guess I can.
I mean, we could also just go. We can just.
Just,
Let's do
we
it.
could
Let's
be
just go.
cautious. We could be cautious.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. All
Do
right.
we know any groups of 3?
Dancing 2 dudes.
Yeah.
The only group of 3 that I can think of are my 3 siblings. So
Well, let's go see.
Is there anyone missing from the town meeting that the sheriff would have taken?
No one that you can think of, or no one that you were necessarily looking for.
I don't know that we need to be cautious or subtle.
Yeah, I think we can just go.
Yeah, I think.
are we looking at what's the plan? Is this a hit on sight?
I think it's a let's just get up there and they will let us know whether or not
Yep.
we are welcome, and then we.
Sylvie is already has already spurred Clover forward. She's going. Yeah.
All
I
right.
think we're more of a time crunch than we're on a safety crunch.
Yeah.
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 All right, you guys start heading over towards them, and as you approach, the shapes of the horses resolve themselves, and you also see the shape of a single figure who seems to be wearing a cloak and is on their feet, not mounted up, and is kind of interacting with the horses seemingly and kind of moving around in that space. It's not evident whether or not this figure has noticed you, but if they have, they don't seem super concerned about it, but it's a little hard to tell. And the closer you get, you see the shapes of 2 horses that seem very familiar, a large black stallion that looks a whole lot like Vance's horse, and a red dun mare that is very similar to Samuel's horse. The third creature is very similar to a horse, but is not quite. The proportions are just a little off.
How far are we from this situation?
How far do you want to be?
How close can we get until they do something? Until whoever's there reacts to us?
What's screaming distance?
You guys probably make it to a couple hundred feet, and you can absolutely see that there is a person walking around, and they notice you, but again, seem quite calm about it. And as you get quite close, this individual will kind of turn to face you and lower their hood, and you realize that there is a gray tiefling facing you that you have never seen before. And he kind of doesn't seem particularly surprised to see you.
Oh, look, it's a stranger.
And who the hell are you?
Well, that's an abrupt way to say hello, but
Well, sorry, but you ain't what we expected, and we're a bit on edge.
understandable. I'm guessing you're the group that Nikolai told me about. My name is Doran.
You're the stranger.
Yes, that's what some people call me anyway. Little easier, not having a name.
Hal looks at Willow.
I don't know what he's talking about. I use fake names. That's completely different wheelhouse.
And so Nikolai told you about us. Told you what we'd be planning on doing, I assume.
Well, I haven't spoken to her particularly recently, but she's indicated to me that you all have been looking after the town. I rather hoped I'd find you here, actually. There's not much I can do, you see.
You were waiting for us with Vance and Samuel's horses?
I wouldn't say I was waiting for you. I was more, I don't know, investigating. There's a mine up ahead, but it's a little more than that. I helped build it. It's the location of the door, or more accurately, the gate to a cage.
All right.
I thought I'd see what was going on, although unfortunately I can't move directly against Balvinel myself.
Oh, why is that?
Well, that's a bit of a complicated story, but the short version is that I used to serve him, and my life now is contingent on my not harming him. Or rather, my immortality.
Well... Okay. So we need to be in that mine. Have you seen Samuel? Have you seen Vance? Are they both already in there?
Frankly, I got here pretty recently, but I'm guessing if these two horses seem familiar to you two, then to all of you, probably the people you're looking for. I'd thought maybe I could head Vance off before Balvinel took over, but it looks like I was a little late for that.
So
Seems
not
we
allowed
were
to
too.
work against Valvinel, but allowed to try and, what, talk Vance off the ledge?
Demons are a little tricky. The wording is important. I'm not allowed to harm Balvinel, but I can work around the edges.
Yeah, we were hoping to head up Vance as well. At least try and get ahead, so time is kind of of the essence. Do you have any information? Anything that might help us on the way, or is it just a point in that direction and go?
Well, I don't know. Kind of depends on if there's anything specific you want to know, but I wish I could help more than I can. I can tell you you're not too far behind them, though.
Well, that's something at least.
I saw that lighter mare ride up here with her rider pretty recently. Didn't speak to him, but...
That's Samuel. That's the one that's trying to head Vance off. We think trying to do a one-man stand.
Zyra's descendant, then.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I've kept an eye on him for quite a while. But, well, he doesn't know I exist, so I'd like to keep it that way. That's kind of the whole point. I agreed a long time ago when we built all these protections, that I would erase myself from existence, that I would guard one of the seals in secret, and if nobody knew who I was or where I was, they could never find it.
Well,
And yet,
Nikolai.
I don't think it's her fault, but yes, Nikolai.
Well, she's on the way to reinstate the seal at the
yeah.
Church of the Stranger, wherever that is. Is
Now,
that
where
where
is
we
she?
are?
No, that's many, many miles from here, but I'm a little surprised, honestly. Kind of expected her to save her own skin in the end.
Yeah, we kind of expected her to go with Vance, or at least I did for a little while.
Yeah, definitely didn't expect this. But, yeah, anything that you might be able to tell us about this, about, like, points in the general direction of the mine and the gate, anything that you might be able to tell us that would help us with that would be fantastic. Otherwise, we need to get moving.
True enough. I can tell you that things are leaking out of it. I've been trying to keep
We ran into a
trying
few
to
of those. Yeah.
handle as many as I can, stop them reaching the town or escaping, but more and more just keep coming, and I can't keep up with all of them.
Well, we're doing our best.
I appreciate it. There are likely to be some in there. A few you'll run into, but if you're careful, it shouldn't be too bad.
We can handle it.
Yeah.
There's a number of tunnels, but they all lead to approximately the same place. There's a large central chamber, and the door is at the bottom of it.
All right.
It was a cave originally, but it got mined out for something at some point, and then we decided it was a decent enough place to put a door. So Lupita designed the sigils, I designed the door itself, and we all did what we could.
We're gonna try and put it back together. You might want to go help Nikolai. If she's headed to your church and you know where it is, you're protecting it.
I might do that, actually.
Yeah, we sent her on her own, but she could probably use at least another pair of hands.
I imagine so. She's a smart woman, but I imagine there's something real nasty out there.
Definitely.
Mel, you have a really high passive perception. I feel like having this chat, you notice a couple of things. Anyone else who wants to can also roll me a perception check.
Willow wants to detect magic.
Ooh,
Happily.
natural
What
20.
does the horse
Ooh.
look like also? Ooh.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
All right, we got a natural 20.
18.
18?
Oh, you want her to do the
If
perception?
you want to. It's up to you guys.
Sure. Natural 1.
Oh,
Chaos
Willow.
remains.
She's focused on spellcasting. It's fine. So any of you guys, I guess everyone except for Willow, you notice a couple of things. You notice that as you're speaking to this guy, you realize that he has two symbols, one on each of his palms. One of them is a brand and appears to be Balvanel's symbol, and the other one is a tattoo and is the symbol that Nikolai showed you before that is on her, and she described as the stranger's symbol. So he actually has two, one on each hand. And the horse kind of looks like a horse. It is gray with sort of a blue undertone, but instead of a mane and tail made out of hair, they're made out of sort of long feathers. And its eyes have vertical slits instead of horizontal slits, which would be more consistent with a predator. But it's just hanging out. It's just fine.
Any magic?
As for magic, you will notice that Samuel's horse lights up as completely magical.
Mm-hmm. Just got that
As
before.
does this new horse, Doran's horse. All of the assorted normal things that your friends have on you.
Mhm.
And it does seem like Doran has a couple of magic objects on him, probably just the same kind of assorted equipment goods like you guys have.
Okay.
And that's about it.
All right. Shall we get a move on?
Guess so.
Any trick to the door? You know,
A
do you have to
trick
knock
to
before you
it?
enter? Is there a double
Oh.
latch?
No
I
names.
mean the mine. No, the mine you should be able to walk right into at this point.
No,
I
the
imagine.
door at the bottom of the mine, the big door, the door. Yeah.
Big one. I would call door more of a symbolic term. It's a gateway, but there is a stone placed over it that I imagine at this point has some pretty significant cracks in it if all this lot are getting out of here.
All right.
Oh,
But-
repair the cracks.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, it's not broken yet.
All right. We gotta get a move on.
Yeah, let's get going.
All right.
One last thing. You said you've been watching Samuel and that he's a descendant of Zara. Does that work? How is that possible?
I imagine that's something you should probably ask him sometime.
And we will if he makes it out alive, so let's go.
Fine. Yeah. We leave.
All right, yeah. The last thing he'll say is, "Good luck. I wish I could
You
help you
too.
more."
Go help Nikolai.
I intend to. She's a surprisingly interesting person and maybe a friend, though I haven't had one of those in a few centuries.
Yep. Tell us more about it later.
All right. Goodbye to all you, then. And he'll mount up on his strange knot horse and start heading out.
I
Mal
mean,
leans
all
over to
kinds of
Willow.
strange folk in the desert.
That seems like it would be one of your friends. That feels like a you connection, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Weird, kind of, nameless, faceless kind of individual.
Okay,
Real
really,
pretty.
you only get one of them in a party because otherwise it gets really complicated and you're just trying to outlie each other all the time. And then you just get nothing done.
I mean like a warlock patron, like a mechanic. Never mind.
Oh, like finally get a new boss?
What?
Maybe. You just keep changing bosses every few years. See how it goes.
Oh, I mean, yeah, career advancement.
It is just a matter of time until we end up with a show that is oops all Amber characters where everyone is just a bunch of fucking aliases.
Mhm.
So that we just take every character Amber's ever played and we do like a team. I want Halsey.
There we go. There we go.
Damn it.
Which is
I want Halsey.
shady, but not shady TM.
Shady.
You're not going
golden
to trust them
retriever.
despite the fact they literally do nothing wrong ever. But you will never trust them.
Okay, fine. I'll take Lilith.
Lies.
Because who freaks out if she realizes she's a ghost? Yes.
I can pull the deep cut. I'll take Lola.
Ooh. Lola Brew.
All right.
Lola was
so you
confused
guys.
because she didn't know how to play the game.
She's still a paladin.
Paladin. Yeah.
All right, you guys are hauling ass to this sort of mine shaft, which as you get closer is readily apparent. There's a sort of metal framework over an entrance that descends into the ground. And there are stairs. It's not a vertical shaft. It sort of goes down at like a 45-degree angle. And it's quite dark in there.
Well, find something to hitch up the horses to and
Sure.
head on down, I guess.
Why can none of my characters do light as a cantrip?
Claire pulls
So you're
out
doing
her
a
lighter.
desert campaign.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem true.
I
But-
can't. I can't do it. I can delete thaumaturgy.
Claire and Sylvie both pull out torches.
Night vision.
All right.
Also, if we hear, people-y sounds, I would like to use my wild shape feature.
Oh, all right. So if you're listening at the tunnel entrance, you can hear a kind of muffled, distant, scuffling and some kind of loud, sharp noises that might be gunshots echoing from deep inside the mine.
With a sense of urgency? Yeah,
Yep,
let's go.
Yep.
Okay, I got a map for you guys.
Hey, map.
Map.
On the map. On the map.
A
It's a map. It's a map. It's a map.
Map. We love a map. We love Instant a map, in fact.
Pete Pride, we stand maps.
All right, so you guys enter this sort of cavernous space. It seems like kind of a combination of a natural tunnel and cave system, as was described to you, but parts of it have been carved out and reshaped by human hands. There's a little bit of a track and some kind of a cart and a couple of things discarded off to the side that seem like at some point somebody probably was mining this space for one purpose or another, but it seems pretty old. There aren't any lights in the space per se, but up ahead of you at sort of the end of the tunnel right in front of you, you can see a sort of glow coming from a deep chasm that is spanned by a wooden bridge. But you can't see too far beyond that. And there are some tunnels that shoot off from your right and one to your left that seems caved in.
Okay, where are the gunshots coming from?
Those are coming from... The cave is very, very echoey, so it's a little hard to tell.
So let's move forward. Let's just go. Let's If they're heading to the gate, then that's where we need to be going to.
Okay. Lead the way.
All right. Sure.
All right. So you guys are going straight?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Do it.
As we
Tell
get
me about your
close-
marching order.
I guess Sylvie's at the front.
Willow's at
Claire,
the back.
Claire would actually, if we're not going slowly, Claire would end up taking the lead because I
yeah,
would be,
that's true. Yeah.
I would basically, until we get to something, would be
Oh, okay.
using my movement and my action. So that would be 100 feet.
Take down under the bridge and see if there's a shortcut.
All right. So you guys are proceeding down this tunnel. However, Claire and Sylvie, as you reach just about where your tokens are now, actually, a creature leaps out at you from the sort of alcove to your left, and it's a little slightly insectoid but slightly lizard-like, kind of little tiny demonoid with big black eyes and some sort of nasty little fangs. And he's going to... Claire, can you be surprised? I believe you can, right?
I believe I can, yeah.
Okay. Listen, I don't know. Claire's got some great ability.
Monk shit.
All right, so it's going to leap onto you and try to bite you.
Is it coming from like out from underneath the little bridge here, or are there like additionals advancing? From where does this?
You know, Mel, how close are you to your companions?
I would be in front of Willow, probably.
Okay, everybody move your little token where it's gonna be.
Be like here.
All right. Because you've got light sources. But
Amity,
they
where
only
you
go
chilling?
so far.
I guess that would have been. I'd probably
Okay.
be in the middle of there. I guess.
All right. So, Mel, because you have a ridiculous passive perception, you probably realize that this thing seemed to appear from thin air. You guys who are up close probably also noticed that because it's right in your face.
Cool.
But it really super biffed its roll, so that's going to be an 8. There's absolutely no way that hits Claire, so it kind of just leaps onto you and like tries to bite and scratch at you a couple times.
Oh, what the fuck is this thing?
It was not prepared.
Hold still.
as
Hold
fast
still.
as she
Hold
was
on.
looking.
Hold on.
It's like screaming. Little gnashing teeth. That being said, you can roll initiative if you like, but this thing doesn't look super spicy.
I mean, I guess we'll just kill it a little.
I mean, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get an initiative order, and we'll use it as we need it.
It's got like a cave marching initiative order.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. So, everybody, 20 to 25.
21.
Ooh. All right, 21. Claire. 19 to 15.
19.
18.
19. Sylvie. 18. Amity. 14 to 10. 10. All right. 10 for Willow. And what did you get, Mel?
1. So a 2.
All right, 2 for Mel. And then roll for this little critter.
Yeah, clerics, they're just here to observe and to pray.
Yep. Mel's like, ew, what is that? And all right. So Claire, you're at the top of the order. You can react however you would like to.
I would like to punch it.
Sounds good.
Fuck, that's a natural 20.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god. All right. Sure. I'm pretty confident you're just going to obliterate it, but if you'd like to get a total number just for your own joy, please go right
Yeah,
ahead.
that would be 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wee you. Yeah, this thing is totally whiffs it, does not bite you. You like rip it off and just punch it into oblivion. You can do whatever you like with it. You've got a weird little insectoid demon corpse.
Hey, Sylvia, I got you a present.
Come on, really?
Drop it and let's get
I just
going.
kick it into the chasm and let's get going.
It's a soccer kick. All right.
Do you guys share that it kind of peeped out in front of you?
Yep.
Well, do you want me to go in front and just spam sword burst as we walk?
Can you keep up? Keep up with Claire as we're running?
No. She's gonna outpace all of us if we give her like 8 seconds.
Sure is.
All right, never mind. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Good luck, Claire. Don't get eaten. Put on your bug spray. As Willow is going over, she wants to peek down into the chasm and see if there's like ledges and like a hidden door where we can take a shortcut. Just looking for the Super Mario like jump off the bridge.
I see.
Quicker way down.
So you look down, and this chasm seems very sheer. It is not perfectly smooth. If you are feeling very brave and you're an avid rock climber, you might be able to make your way down, but it would probably be pretty dangerous to do so. And it doesn't really seem like there are any notable doorways or kind of other caverns large enough to be worth climbing down to from here.
Any idea what the glow is?
There is a sort of fine mist settled at the bottom, or let's say about 20 feet down from where you are, and underneath it is a sort of warm fire-like glow, and you can't see exactly what it is like down there, but it feels warm.
Sweet. She'll keep moving.
All right. Is it Claire in front, or is it Willow in front?
I believe it's Claire in front.
Claire.
Running ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Going
All right.
Claire, Sylvie, and then whoever the rest of y'all are falling into order.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So Claire, as you pass by this sort of end of the bridge, I'm gonna guess you probably are looking for danger at this point, so you might be a little harder to surprise now. But another one of these little buddies kind of pops into existence over here, right next to you, and you guys can move up as much as you'd like to.
Pop.
And one of these little guys pops up and kind of hisses, and rolled the same as the last one. So it seems surprised by all of you and momentarily frozen and kind of hisses, so you can all take your turn before it.
Sylvie, shoot it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a 23 to hit.
Oh god. All right, yeah.
And then that's a big fat 16 points of damage.
Yeah, this thing easily dealt with, let's say, and maybe keels off over into the chasm along with its
Excellent.
friend from before. So that'll be that one. That being said, as your shot rings out, you hear a kind of noise from up ahead of you and sort of to the left in a dark, cavernous space where you can see where the path kind of splits left and also goes forward, and then there are kind of other passageways around you. But I'm sort of pinging a general zone on the map that seems like it might have been the origin of a somewhat haunting, snarling noise.
Maybe we avoid that one.
You want to walk around the other way?
I mean, run, but yeah, take the other path that noise did not directly come from. Sure, yeah.
Claire?
I mean, it knows we're here.
It
but,
does. This is true. Yeah.
It could potentially pose us more danger if it circles up behind us when we are
Fair enough.
fighting advance.
Let's run in and punch it.
That is true. Let's do it. Let's go.
God. Have we heard any more gunshots or like human style ruckus?
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, the noise seems to be getting louder as you head this direction.
Can we make out voices at all yet?
There is a kind of faint murmuring of some what seems to be dialogue, but it doesn't seem like people are shouting at each other so much as it's honestly probably people casting magic.
I would like my symbiotic entity to be up, since hearing voices was kind of.
All right.
Are we?
So let's. Yes.
Are we sneaking? Are we running?
We're
Don't we
moving
want to try and
quickly.
We're moving fast, yeah.
Yeah.
try and stop whatever's going on ahead of us?
Yeah. Well,
And
I
then-
was just. Are we still in initiative order or what?
Yes, I was going to say from here, let's do that. Let's do initiative while we're in this space, and I'll have each of you guys move on your turn or act on your turn for here, just for tidiness. So we just took care of that thing, but let's start at the top of the order with Claire.
She's gonna get in here.
All right, so did you have one of the torches?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you did.
Yeah, it was Claire and Sylvie that each had a torch.
Right. So as you step into this room, the shadows recede around the edges of your torch, but there is one shadow that doesn't seem to recede and in fact shapes itself into a somewhat demonic looking figure with very, very elongated arms and elongated hands and elongated claws and these kind of torn wings that spread out behind it made out of billowing shadow. And it snarls at you as it makes eye contact.
And,
So let me drop.
yeah.
There it is.
Neat.
Neat.
I will. It is on the ground, correct? It is not flying?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
It doesn't, strictly speaking, seem to have feet, but it is at approximately eye level.
Excellent. I am going to I'm unarmed strike, pop.
All right.
First one will be a 28 to hit.
Do it.
And second one is a 27 to hit.
Ooh, that'll also do it. This thing thought it was being intimidating, but Claire said, not today.
For a total of 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, yeah, all right.
And
With
then
your magic weapon fists.
magic whip and fist. I will bonus action flurry of blows.
All right.
That's only a 12 to hit on the first one.
That will not hit.
And the second one's a 16 to hit
That will hit.
for an additional 7 points of lay bludgeoning damage.
Love to see it. So you get in there.
Could I
Punch it real
get
good.
it to make me a dexterity saving throw?
Ooh, all right. Dexterity saving throw. 13.
Okay, that fails. It is
Alright.
prone.
Nice, nice. It is a shadowy ghost creature, but it is also prone because it's physical. This is D&D. We love it. And yeah, okay, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Love to see it. All right, Sylvie, what's up?
I'm gonna kind of shout, Claire, you need a hand or you good?
I mean, there's a big thing in here. I knocked it like it's a shadowy creature. I knocked
right,
it to the
all
ground,
right,
though. So
all right.
just heads up, it is laying down prone.
Probably heard some scuffling, some
right,
crunching noises,
all right.
etc.
Fantastic. Okay, all right. So, since the sharpshooter feat allows me to just ignore half and also 3/4 cover, can I get a clean shot at this thing around Claire?
And the fact that it's prone, which would normally give you disadvantage.
It would, yes.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So, even with that disadvantage, that's still going to be a 16 to hit.
That'll do it.
Fantastic. Okay.
Shot in the west.
Damn right. All right. That's going to be 9 points of damage.
All right.
And I will
that
take...
is
That is with the +1 pistol.
okay. Perfect.
And I will take a second shot if it's still kicking.
Yes, it is.
All right. All right. This time it's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll absolutely do it.
And 16 points of damage.
Ooh, you. All right. It's looking pretty bad.
All right. That's it for my turn.
Okie dokie. So that after your turn, you guys hear a loud sort of stomping noise in another cavern off towards our bottom of the map. But as I've been saying directions so far, you're right. So if this creature that you're aware of is on the left, then you hear a stomping noise somewhere on the other side of the cave.
Okay.
That was somewhat confusing. I apologize. The lower part of the map.
Yeah.
Something's moving around over there. And double check something real quick. Let's see. All right. So, next in the order is going to be Amity.
Heard something snuffling down there. I'm gonna run across the bridge. Wait, check my measurements. As I'm running across the bridge, do I see anything down to the map south?
You do not.
Okay, that'll run a few more feet. Except Sylvie's in the way.
Sorry.
Nah, I mean, it doesn't. I will go down that way with that movement instead. And then I will just hold some sort of cantrippy thing for if I can get a shot at anything that is enemy.
Okay. So if an enemy is within range, I've got something held.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill touch it.
Okay.
Yes.
And next in the order, Willow.
Willow going, I thought we were running, trying to speed along. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can she see into that cavern / will it have cover because of that corner?
Sorry, which cavern?
The one where everyone is going in.
Oh, the one where everybody is. I don't think you can see it from here.
Okay, cool. Looking to the right with dark vision. Does she see anything that way that would have caused noises?
No. How long is your dark vision?
60 feet, I believe. Yep, 60 feet.
All right.
So she could technically see
so
to the
you
wall.
actually, probably start to see the kind of the very edge of something big coming around this corner over here.
Could you tap the map, please?
Yes, I'm pinging, but it doesn't seem like my ping is.
Are you on the right
picking
layer?
up.
Or
I'm
is your
not
ping
sure.
hidden?
That's a good question. Let me see. How about now?
There it is.
Oh, that's where it's
okay.
coming from?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
So there's something big, something pretty nasty coming around that corner.
Okay, so if it's coming around the corner, if she 5, 10. Actually, no, sorry. I take that back. She'll stay where she is. That's all of her movement. She will hold 2 Eldritch Blasts in case something gets into her vision that looks gross.
All right.
And Vance fits that description.
All right. Next in the order is going to be this thing that is prone. However, let's see. From where it is prone, it is going to try to claw attack Claire's ankles, I guess. And that is going to be... Oh, this dice is really getting me tonight. 12 to hit.
That'll miss.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And that's all it's gonna do. Actually, that's not all it's gonna do. It is going to use its bonus action. Actually, let me check something. Use a moi. If H key would work, that would be absolutely fantastic. I don't think it can hide while it is prone, so never mind. It's just gonna sit there and gnash at your ankles. And so next in the order is gonna be Malcolm.
Okay. So over here there is a sound.
Yes. You probably cannot see it. Willow can
that's
because she has
fine.
dark vision.
I feel like with my crazy perception, I might come over here.
All right.
And try and see if I can see a thing.
I see a thing.
I'm seeing a thing. But can Malcolm perhaps see a thing?
Oh, did Willow actually see it?
No, but
Okay,
I am indicating where it is. So
Okay.
Willow knows where that is. The rest of you cannot.
She would have,
technically see
yeah,
that
she would have
yet,
called out
but-
where it was, like
Okay.
I mean,
vague point in direction.
Oh yes, Amity also has dark vision. So Amity, yeah, Willow points that out, and you're starting to see it. It's around the corner there.
once it comes into clear view, I will shoot at it.
Yes. Mal, you can't see it from here.
Okay. But I can hear it.
Yes, you can guess approximately where it is, I imagine.
Okay. I will hold myself. I will hold the sacred flame until I can see it. But in the meantime, I will return the favor. Wait, I can't hold anything if I do that. But anyway, I'm gonna bless Willow, Amity, and Sylvie since she is just barely in range.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Thank
You're welcome.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yes, that is all I can do.
Okay. So
So is that thing visible to anybody?
no.
Okay.
Huh?
That's it. I just made a sound that only dogs can hear.
Oh, I see. Okay. So after your turn, you realize that you hear some scrabbling actually behind you. And you get 2 little friends who are going to pop into existence over here. And one of them is going to kind of run up behind you and try to claw at you.
Could I, when they appear, they're technically within her range of dark vision. Could Willow blasty blast?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can I also?
Sure. They're both going to scrabble up here. This one might be kind of in the way. Mal might be in the way for the lower one. For you, Amity, but
Oh, Willow went first, so. Murder Willow.
Will a 15... Wait, sorry, gotta roll. Will a 19 hit?
yes, it will.
And actually, that one's a lot higher than 15, so I won't do it. Is Bless for damage too, or is that just for hits?
Just for hits.
Okay. Yeah. That is 18 points of force damage.
Oh, that'll do it. So this one. Well, which one were you aiming at?
Oh, she...
Say they scurried up together.
Oh, technically, Amity is before Willow. So if Amity wants to do hers first.
I mean, for the yellow one is the one I could see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Amity, get the yellow one. Willow, get the red one.
What's the 8 plus? What do I have? 16 to hit.
That'll do it.
Alright.
They're the little guys.
And then it is
They're the same sort of
11
lizardy.
points of necrotic damage.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that'll do it. So you guys both whip around, and Malice like standing there going, "Oh shit!" And you both like 2 beams of magic like shoot by him, and he's like, "Ugh!" But 2 of these little guys get taken out next to him.
After the guys get taken out, Will's just be like, Mal, duck.
He ducks.
Great job.
Oh.
Thanks.
He's doing great. He's doing great. And that actually does bring us back to Willow.
Wait, really?
I believe so. Oh, you know what? I wrote down something else. Why did I write Willow here?
I get a second turn. There we go.
I wrote Willow 0, and I don't know why. Anyway,
this
we're
a
back.
lot.
Yeah, probably. Back to the top of the order with Claire.
Well, first of all, I would like to whack this thing with advantage, for it is prone.
Yup.
So that'll be a 27 to hit.
Ooh. Yeah, that'll very easily hit.
And that is 7 points of magical bludgeoning damage for the first one.
Very nice. Very nice.
Go ahead and do this lay again. That'll be a 28 to hit.
That'll do it.
That is 11 points of lay magical bludgeoning damage.
And that's all you needed. So you pretty easily smack this big shadowy demon creature right into the floor.
Excellent question. Do I
Yes.
have a line of sight on this biggie?
You would. However, what is the light distance on your torch? Isn't it like 20 feet?
Yeah.
Let me take a look at my ruler here. It is technically approximately 25 feet away from you, so I think you can kind of get a sense of movement, but maybe not actually see the shape of the critter that's over there quite yet.
Well,
However, you can move closer to it.
yeah, I would end up moving and then be able to see it.
Yes,
and
now
then
you can see it.
would continue and would like to bonus action just a unarmed strike.
All right. So this thing looks kind of like a frog on steroids. It is very muscular and very jacked and very big and covered in spikes.
28 to hit.
All right, that'll do it.
Uh, 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Very nice, very nice.
And that... yeah, that's it.
Okay. After Claire, we're gonna have Sylvie.
Yeah, well, I will scoot on back around. But I can get right there, and which gives me line of sight on this thing. So we'll go ahead and take a shot at it.
All right.
Shot or two, actually. Yeah. All right. Ugh, garbage. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit.
All right. Nice job. How about a 16?
A 16 just hits.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. I will take it. Okay. That's still going to be a nice 13 points of damage.
All right, yeah, I'll take it.
And that's it for my turn. Oh, wait. Right. Bless. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
That only would have made it a 15.
All right.
Oh, well.
Shy. One of them, very near miss, chips a piece of rock off near its head, but it doesn't quite work. So this thing roars at both of you in a angry fury. I guess those are the same word, aren't they? A loud fury, let's say. And then behind it, another one of these annoying little guys pops out, because they just love doing that. And it's having a hell of a time over here. Time of its life. Maybe both. And it is going to scoot on by its ally and come over here and come bother Sylvie a little bit.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
So that is going to be... actually, go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Different d20. Okay. That's a 10.
Beats it. So it screeches at you and
cool.
Seems to be trying to be intimidating, but Sylvie's not having it.
No.
Over it.
Not having it.
And that's going to be its turn. So next in the order is the frog on steroids, and it's going to swing one of its big meaty fists at Claire over here. I'm switching dice. And that is going to be 17 to hit, which I don't believe hits.
That does not hit.
All right. And the next one is going to be a 20. Holy shit. Sorry, there's a giant cockroach.
No.
Give me a second here. That's a big boy. Holy.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Craps. Got it. I'm going to put
New York City, guys.
New York.
Welcome to New York. Ooh, welcome to the interlude.
Oh, boy.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put a glass on that. Holy fuck. It dropped from like up there. I heard a splat.
Oh! No, thank you.
You're not living the dream.
Nope.
That's
Gross.
the horror.
No.
That's the horror.
This
Stop.
fucking
Nasty.
No,
Stop.
it's a horror campaign.
That's enough.
That's Mondays. Save the horror for Mondays.
Oops, all horror.
This is the newest monster for our fight. No, okay. Anyway, that's gonna be a 26 to hit.
That'll
and
hit.
all right. Let me get some dice out.
Ooh.
That's gonna be 13 points of piercing damage from its claws. Oh, slashing, from its claws.
All right.
And then it is going to try that again. And it rolled natural 20. Apparently
Wait. Hold on.
Oh?
I'm not fucking close enough. God.
So excited.
Every time.
Fuck. Shit. It's fine.
Okay, so it is going to get you for 24 damage on that attack. And then it's going to try one more time to bite you. And that is going to be a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is going to be 14 damage. And that's its turn. So next in the order is going to be Amity.
I'm just bait and switch now. Okay, so what I am going to do, just saying that it is just hitting my, dear roommate Claire, is go up this way.
They were
That
roommates.
Yep, they're just roommates. Is just run up this way and kind of slide a little over so that I have a view of the. Do I have a view of the big boy from there? Do you think I can hit him? He's tall, right?
He's quite large. Yeah, I imagine you can take a shot at him.
Yeah, all right. So I'm just gonna be like, ah, and just shoot off a spell. That will be a, bright but like sickly beam of light that just shoots out towards him, and it is going to be a. I'll do, a second level guiding bolt. Yes.
All right.
And I have a blast, and we're just gonna roll it. I super believe in me. Oh, okay. It's 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is some low roll. 15 points of radiant damage, and then the next something says something. It has advantage. Sorry, I got overexcited. The next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
All right.
Glittering and mystical dim light.
All right. Next attack roll has advantage. So, if that is your turn, it is now Willow's turn.
What the hell's going
Ah,
on? Mal, stick together. They seem to be crawling everywhere. And we probably should just start running and trying to get to the door.
Yeah, we should. Is that tunnel where we need to be? Do we need to go through that tunnel that is currently blocked by a large frog? Okay.
If she gets to here, which was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet of movement, can she see the Frogger?
Yeah. It's tall. It's probably taller than Claire. I think she can get a beat on it.
Sweet. Claire, do you want it out of range? How you doing?
I mean,
I vote you run.
I have seen better days. This thing just hit me real good 3 times.
Okay, so she will fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts, and will push it away.
And you do have advantage.
I have it.
Amity, I
Oh,
believe.
thank you, Amity. Okay, first hit. Natural 20 and an 18.
All right.
So thank you, Amity.
Love to see it.
I rolled a 10, so that's max damage.
Oh,
So-
fuck yeah.
That's 28 points of force damage on the first one.
Ooh, yeah.
And never mind. This one will not be pushed back, because then it'll be pushed back from my line of sight.
Okay.
Second Eldritch Blast with advantage. And a D4 for a maths.
If you
25.
All right.
What? No?
20 for the hit? Yes, that'll do it.
Yes. Okay.
If you push it back, I can go to the other little tunnel thing and I can hit it from there.
We don't know what else is down there, Mel, but you do you. I'm pushing it away anyway. That
Okay.
is 8 points of force damage. Its movement speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it is pushed. Shit, I can't remember my shit. I think it's pushed 10 feet, but let me double check.
10 feet.
That does seem very familiar.
Yes. I was thinking it's 20, but that's usually when I push it twice.
Right. So
Okay.
10 feet is going to put it kind of over here.
Mhm.
Okay.
And no, she's going to stay where she's at.
All right.
That's Willow.
So, after Willow, is Mel.
Okay. I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to
Okay.
here to see that thing.
Yeah.
And Mal is a preacher with a gun, and is gonna pull out his spiritual weapon, and try and bonk it as hard as possible. So that is a 14 plus 7, so
That'll do it.
21 to hit.
Yes.
For 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage.
All right.
And then he is going to try and Sacred Flame it, so it needs to make a dexterity save of 15. Does
what
it?
type of damage was that?
That was force damage.
Okay. Carry on.
And then it needs to make a dex save of 15.
Dex save of 15. Didn't roll very well. That's an 8.
All right. It is going to take. That's a couple of ones. 13 points of radiant damage, please.
All right. It's looking pretty beaten up. It's got a little life left in it, but you guys have done some pretty solid damage at this point.
Okay.
And if that's your turn, then we're back at the top of the
That's
order
it.
with Claire.
Kind of looking around. What are we doing?
Getting the hell out. Getting past this thing and going.
Go.
Okay. I will. Seeing this little imp thing that tried to get on Sylvie, I'm gonna try to punch it.
All right.
For a natural 20.
Oh,
Damn it, Claire.
So many nat 20s today.
Claire's really just in it to punt.
It's the finale
laser
energy.
demon.
D&D Beyond is loving me right now. It's like, yes, Claire. Yes. Punch the things.
I'm confident you take it out. However, if you would like to do the math for your own joy and pleasure, please do so.
Yeah, that is 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
More than enough. This thing gets punted out of existence.
And then I guess I will run the fuck off the map.
We're behind you.
All right. You are in the tunnel. And if that's your turn, the next in the order is Sylvie.
Fantastic. I'm gonna shoot at the big thing.
Okay.
And we'll start with the sharpshooter shot.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and use a grip point to make this because how's this thing looking again? Sorry.
It has a little life left in it, but it's looking. You guys have done a pretty significant amount of damage to it.
Great. We'll use a grip point to make this a violent shot.
All right.
And that will be. Oh, and bless on that too. So then that is. Hold on, gotta do a little bit of math.
Math in my D&D?
That is. That's gonna be a total of 17 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Cool. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, right. I said violent shot, so that's another one of those. Okay. All right. So that's 27 points of damage.
Wee you. All right. This thing is looking quite rough.
Great. Second shot.
All right.
Another sharpshooter.
All right.
That'll be. Shit. Hold on. Fuck. Okay. Sharpshooter is that, and then that's that, and then I need to write this down. Hold on. I'm bad at this mental math. You'd think I'd have a hang of it by now, but here we are.
It's so funny how the higher you get in D&D, the more like, here, add 8 numbers, and you're like, oh,
Exactly.
I do want the big number, however.
Yeah. Okay. 16 to hit this time.
That will hit. Just
Okay. Cool. is I have to subtract 5 for the sharpshooter thing, and then there's the blast, and then it's a lot. Okay, all right. That is 21 points of damage that time.
How would you like to finish off this frog?
Oh, wonderful. I just want to knock it further back in the same direction that Willow had already been pushing it.
All right. There is a sort of alcove here that you can easily kind of take it out, and it sort of lumbers and falls backwards into that sort of
Lovely.
corner with a
Great.
very heavy thump.
Fantastic. Then I will just holler to everybody else. All right, let's go.
Shoot.
Right.
Everybody out.
We're leaving. As I walk past its little body, is there sort of anything there of note? Does it appear to be undead also?
It does not appear to be undead. It does kind of have a lot of attributes that seem similar to a lot of the creatures that you've been seeing today, that seem fairly demonic. Fiendish, if you will. And all right, you guys advance into a sort of tunnel space here that is those are not supposed to be there. I apologize. There is nothing that you can see or perceive, and the tunnel seems quiet enough, but you guys can hear that sound of combat happening even louder in this tunnel.
We're just booking it.
Yeah, I think so.
Do these like kind of walls, do they go to the ceiling? Or is
Yes.
it like little okay.
This space seems a little more human made. It's possible that there was a tunnel here to begin with, but that somebody has kind of shaped it into something a little more rectangular. So you guys are headed through the tunnel?
Yeah,
Booking it?
we're booking it.
Are there bodies in here?
There are not. That is just the map. I should have erased those. I apologize. It is just
I
has
got
kind
a
of
grave
sandstone
cleric.
walls.
You've got to give me the.
I get it. Thank you so much to the folks over at 2 Minute Tabletop for this map that I am using here, and most of the maps that I use on the stream. But yeah, you guys are booking it through the tunnel, and towards the end, you hear a couple of little screeches, and these two little guys jump out, because that's the kind of day you're having.
Right, should
Everybody's still in initiative
Move
order.
our.
Yeah,
should we
go
move our
ahead
little
and-
guys.
So we put ourselves like
Yeah, you
closer
can put
to
yourselves wherever
here.
you like.
Back up.
But when they see you around the corner, they'll kind of pop into existence and go. And let's see. One of them is going to try to. Let me get a ruler out. Because that's always a good thing to hear your DMs. This one's going to scuttle on over to you here. And everyone within 20 feet of it, so that is going to be looks like Amity, Sylvia, and Claire. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, natural 19.
natural 1
Oh god.
Oh,
for a total of 4.
12.
nice. So Sylvie, even though one of these little creatures tried this on you before and you were not having it, this one for some reason just really creeps you the hell out, and you are frightened of it for 1 minute. However, you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay.
Or obviously if it dies, but the other two of you are just fine. This one is going to scuttle on over here and try to harass Claire a little bit.
Oh no, Claire!
But that is going to be a 15 to hit, which I don't believe hits.
That'll miss.
So you're good. Claire's like not having it either. And that means that it is Claire's turn.
Okay, well, this one just tried to harass me. I would like to punch it
All right.
in its winged little face. That'll be a 19 to hit.
Absolutely, that'll hit it.
That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
And that is more than enough. Claire easily dispatches this little bug creature.
I'll move up 5 feet and smack this one.
All right.
That's 22 to hit.
Just imagine she has
Very
like a
nice,
rolled
that'll do
up
it.
piece of newspaper and is just whacking it in the head like, no!
Also 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Absolutely, that'll do it. Squash, squash.
And then that was only 5 feet of movement, so I can make it to there and keep going
Alright.
technically with
Nothing stops you, and everybody else can follow you at will. I will say, you take out these two little guys, and as the kind of the sound of your scuffle ceases, you guys hear what seems to be 2 gunshots, and then a silence, a kind of unexpected silence that you're suddenly not hearing anything at all.
Running. Absolutely running.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head through this sort of entranceway, and you see before you that the room widens out. It is a sort of large sunken cavern, so you're at a sort of a high vantage point, and there are stairs that descend into a depression in the middle of the room. And the room seems to be of natural stone, was likely a sort of large underground cavern or aquifer of some form that was modified by somebody, seemingly human or mortal hands. And set into the floor of the cavern is an enormous slab of sandstone. It looks somewhat similar to the other stone in the area and somewhat similar to the stone that was buried under Blackriver Church. And across its surface is a web of cracks that seem like they're glowing faintly orange, like the embers of a fire. And as you watch, one particularly long crack down the center is just wide enough that more of these kind of little bug creatures, you'd realize they're squirming out of it and kind of escaping to flee off into the cave. And there are a number of sort of very small tunnels leading off of this room, although you are certainly at its largest entrance here. But the minor fiends are probably not your main concern, as you lock eyes with a gunslinger dressed all in black. His black eyes flickering from within with an unnatural flame that you haven't seen in them before. And as you watch, he raises one gloved hand to wipe blood from his lips. And he smiles at you from the cavern floor where Sheriff Samuel Crane lies unmoving at his feet. And that is where we're going to end the episode for tonight.
You son of a bitch.
Damn it! No! I knew it!
You okay?
And next week we'll find out.
I start firing immediately.
I want to see a map first.
Well, the map will be at the beginning of next session.
Oh, come on.
It's not quite ready for
Boss
you.
fight!
You'll-
Boss
Theater,
fight!
theater of
Boss
the
fight!
mind. Theater of the mind.
Is it really boss fight if you don't have 2 weeks to agonize over every possible decision?
Good,
Come on.
good point.
The answer is no. But to all of our lovely viewers, thank you so much for joining us for the finale, almost the finale, the penultimate episode, if you will, of Welcome to Blackriver. Next, I keep saying next week, it's really next session because it's actually in 2 weeks. That is going to be June 30th is going to be our final episode. And we will find out what is happening, whether or not Sheriff Samuel Crane is even alive, and whether or not all of our party members can defeat the demon Balvinel. So I'm going to have everybody go around and do some shout outs, tell us about themselves, tell us what they're up to, and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll see if we're rating anyone tonight. So starting with Stephanie.
Okay. I am Stephanie Kai, Kyla Cosplay, the things and the stuff. I am here always and forever. Yeah, that's it. That's me.
Very nice. All right, and Vic.
Hello, I'm Vic, or Vicious Frockery. I make things and stuff on Twitter and Instagram and all over the place. I'm currently doing a bunch of like chainmail, which is really, really fun, but I have a baby to show you guys in the next couple of weeks. If you are not subscribed to me on Ko-fi. No, I will not elaborate. Thank you very much. That's what I've got going on.
That's not cursed at all. Nat.
Hi. I'm Natalie, Shield Maiden or Shield Maiden cosplay across all platforms. It's Shield with 2 eyes. You can also find me on Instagram at zelman.art, where I post my pottery and other artwork and things like that. But mostly I'm here a lot. Come back on Monday. And in 2 weeks for finale shit.
Yeah. Amber.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Amber, Bedonia Italic or Bedonia cosplay across the such things in the place. Working on some cosplay, but no pics yet because that's how it is sometimes. Come back Monday for shenanigans and cave crawl, and come back in 2 weeks for boss fight.
Oh yeah. I am Dusty, or Elegant Feather Duster. I have been your dungeon manager tonight, and you can find me on most major platforms as Elegant Feather Duster, such as Instagram, here on Twitch, if I can remember the name of the platform. I stream video games on Fridays and sometimes creative streams, which I'd like to do more of, but I am also working super hard lately. I am also freshly on TikTok trying to figure the platform out, so come follow me and see the weird things that I'm posting. I'm also on Twitter as Elegant Feather because there's a character limit, and sometimes life is like that. But now I'm going to pass this over to our lovely Jess, who is going to introduce herself and also tell us if we're rating anyone cool tonight.
Hello, I am Jess, or Jessica, or Dr. Psychowl on the things and the stuff, except for on Twitter, where I'm Dr. Psychowl TV. I don't know. I'm here. I live here. This is what I do. Maybe working on some other things at some point. Who knows? We'll see. There's stuff happening. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to go and raid Roll for Damage. So let's give them some love and whatnot, and then we will see you on Monday for some Laurelwind.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nothing can go wrong. My character is very sick.
This is fine. It's fine.
Our charcuterie board is treating us well.
Yeah, the charcuterie really came in handy, huh?
Yeah.
Damn it, I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
And bye-bye.